Hello, sis. How are you?
I am very well. I'm very well. Glad we made it. We made
Yes,
it.
finally.
How's the day treated you?
Oh, I was ripping and running, but I'm okay now.
Same here. I'm ripping around in my mind. My mind was a million places, in a million places, million places.
Yeah, mine too. I was thinking about a whole bunch of ideas, but we
Mhm.
have a good one next week.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hi,
Welcome, everyone.
everybody.
Welcome, welcome. Femininity, the Black woman's superpower. Let me see your guns, ladies. Grown Ass Women Podcast. Welcome. Excited. It's our first show. All
Yeah.
right. Miss O's ready to go. My name's Alicia Kathleen. Hey, darlings. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Um, we encourage you to participate. If we're going to talk about a few things initially, but then we'll have the link available if anyone wants to join the panel. If that's okay with you, Mrs.
Oh, yes, it is. And my name, everyone calls me Mrs. O.
Mrs. Yes, yes. Awesome. All right. So now Mrs. O and I we have a lot of beautiful differences and beautiful similarities. Um, and we need them. We need each of those, but we're definitely have the same. We definitely have the same mindset. Whereas we need our men. We need our men. So we're gonna just debunk the notion of that. We don't need a man movement or whatever that is. Yes, we need our men. We're gonna start there. Um, there's no denying it. There's no denying spiritually, scientifically. We need our men. If that wasn't the case, it wouldn't take two to tango. To make a baby. So we're speaking of beautiful differences. We are different. Um, we have equal value, but we have different roles in society. For the most part, everyone's personality, characteristics, traits, passions, and loves are different. So it may be different within each family, but overall, um, the feminine
Mhm.
is in its feminine, and the masculine is a masculine, and each of those roles um, are better in certain circumstances. Uh,
Exactly.
so we'll start with the question. Well, with the motto anyway, of ladies, let's win back our men.
Yes, we need to.
Let's win back our men. And it's sad that we have to do that, but that's where we are. We have to win them back. We're all fairly aware of what's going on in our community. Um, our brothers have, in a lot of cases, lost hope and are looking at other options.
Mm.
And ladies, it's up to us to make it so that we are the only option that they would ever dream of. They wouldn't think of going elsewhere. So, how do we do that? Where do we start? Do we want to do that? So I know some of us don't have the desire to do so.
That's the big
Um,
question right there, sis.
can we? And what are we willing to do? Because with anything that is good, that is valuable, honorable, there will be sacrifices. What are we willing to sacrifice? What obstacles are we willing to conquer to win back our men? So Miss O, I'm going to start with you with the first question. And those in the chat, please don't be shy. The first question is, do the ladies, now when I say men, I'm speaking of our average, awesome, amazing men.
Yes.
The average amazing man. Not the man making six figures, the man going to work every day, the man that wants love, companionship, a legacy, a family, to be supported, the man that wants peace, the man that is average, what is it, 5'9", 5'10" height?
Average is like 5'8", 5'9".
Exactly. So 90% of men, that's who we're speaking to. Um, so, Miss O, first question, are there enough women out there, enough to make a difference anyway, that want to win our men, to win back men? What is your opinion?
I would say no, it's not enough. It's wives out there. Of course, it's wives, it's women that want to be wives, but it's not enough out here because they are chasing after the same man. They want to be like second fiddle. The reason why they don't even want to be married in the first place is because they don't want to be subjected to a man telling them, look, hey baby, you can't wear this outside, you can't do this, act a certain way. And they in turn just don't want to do it, and they don't understand that the man is actually protecting them. But they always call it control or controlling or narcissistic.
Where do you think that stems from, that ideology where um, the man is being controlling? You would think if that's the man that you chose,
Mhm.
then whatever they're doing is in the best interest of you, for you and your family, whether it may be monitoring modesty or whatever the case may be. Why do you think they think like that? Where do you think that stems from?
It stems from back then slavery, and two, that dreaded Color Purple movie. When they came out in 83, 84, oh my god, and then they remade it, and these women went crazy after that. What about Mister? Mister did this. He was the one holding her back, and only way she got free is because Suge came out of nowhere and liberated her. And we all know how she liberated her. All this feminist rhetoric and this lesbianism agenda they have going on.
Mm.
But we all know that it's more black men that actually desire black women more than black women desire black men. And
Well,
that's
what about those who are looking elsewhere, marrying outside of our race, or the passport bros?
the passport bros, they've been going in a lot of countries where we have black and brown people, so I wouldn't even really bother them on that. That's their preference. But when it comes to the sisters doing it, no, there's no race of man that'll love us better than our own man. All this divesting, diversing, whatever the hell they call it, is all you are is a fetish, and you are actually a bed wench in the eyes of your own people, and you also the bed wench in the the porta potty of another race. That's how.
Mm, mm. Wow. So there are enough black women willing to do what needs to be done.
Mhm.
Um, do you believe that it's possible to rise to the occasion, to make it so that the black man looks nowhere else, doesn't even consider going outside of his race or other options?
To me, he shouldn't consider going outside of his race. It's really more about the vetting. Because everyone, when they get into a relationship, the first thing they do is the sex part. No, not the sex part. You need to know this person. She need to know you. You need to know her. I also advise, and the organization I'm with, like I was telling you, about the health records. And
Mm,
as women, a lot of women are going around saying that, oh, we have this intuition that our men doing A, B, C, D, and E. Where's that intuition when it comes to investigating? We investigate when they cheating. You need to investigate before you invest your body and your time with this man. And you won't have that excuse saying all men ain't ish. when you didn't even do your diligent search and your diligent back, your homework on this man before you even opened your legs to him. But I don't know. It's always it's backwards. It's like they do more investigating once they get with them than before they engage in any in any kind of relationship with a man.
It seems the consensus is in the chat. Let's see, Miss Anissa, the horse is out of the stable. She doesn't know if she can bring it back. Mm. Trey, too many single mothers for women to have intuition.
That part.
Wow. It seems that we need to start with mental health on both ends. I'm
Right.
speaking to the ladies tonight, but on both ends. But it seems we both genders need to start with mental health. Um, let's say hypothetically, we have everyone has mental health has mental health available courses or I think the term therapy sessions from the time they're really small,
Mhm.
um, and everyone grows up healthy overall, healthy environments and whatnot. Do you think that will make a difference?
Yeah, I believe it'll make a difference, especially when, because say for instance, in order for any relationship to work, first things first, your spiritual walk, that spiritual walk have to be there. You don't have that spiritual walk, you can't work on anything else because within that spiritual walk and that spiritual work upon yourself, you'll be able to discern the things that you need to work on. Once you discern the things you need to work on or whatever, whatnot, you'll be able to help someone else, especially your husband or your wife. Because I'm not gonna say I don't use partners for that rainbow stuff, but it will actually work if we actually work together. But how can we work together when we have one side not liking? I'm gonna put it this way: women not liking the men and not trusting the men. The men will trust us faster than we would trust them.
Mm,
And that's in all aspects.
mm. So I try to be solution driven.
Mhm.
Obviously, there are some major issues. Um, I also believe mental health could make a huge difference. But what can we do? What can we do today? If in the chat, could everyone chat an idea, something we can start with today, whether it's small, whether it's large, something we can start with today that will begin to make a difference in our community. Actionable steps. Me,
Mhm.
I speaking for myself, I could definitely use some more therapy. I've had some, but not enough. I
Mhm.
have my own issues. So that's one, being honest with yourself and recognizing that um, sometimes we aren't aware of our dysfunction and we know whatever's going on. Oop, okay, so we have lost in translation, hey brother.
Mhm.
Being grateful. Okay, okay. Respecting each other.
That's
And
right.
take heed to the message.
That's right.
Boss man, stop seeing men as the enemy.
That's the major thing right there. That's the number one problem. I'm telling you right now, sis, that's the number one problem. It's not the men not trusting us because the men then ran across a whole bunch of women that's not right. Come on. We have to admit that. They said the men ain't this, that, and the third, but we know they be running across a whole bunch of hyenas, booger wolves, whatever you want to call it. And I'm surprised they even still trying to mess with us because they've been burnt. They either been burnt from, some of them has been burnt from their mother, and then
Mm,
burnt from every woman they get with, and they
mhm.
still trying. But when it comes to a women, we get burnt by one or two, and all of a sudden, oh man, they this, that, and the third, and they don't trust them and stuff. But these men, they still trusting, although they had women that snuffed them out of money, married them, took everything they had, alienated them from their children.
Mm.
So it's a lot of that going on.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Learn to be selfless instead of selfish. What is the greater goal? I think for the most part we know why we are in the place that we are now. Here in America, this system that has the system that understands that united, there's no stopping us. So they have to keep the black woman and man and black family apart. Um, just understanding the larger goal. This is bigger than us. This is our future. See, I love that from Trey. Have
Mm.
a real conversation with the women from the silent and boomer generation who set the course and the agenda for today's modern woman. Call them out, the shame, tell them the truth that they destroy 2 generations.
Yes, absolutely correct. Now, remember I was telling you, sis, on our phone conversation that I dealt with a lot of the elders in my family. So I had the boomers and the silent generation. And they taught me a lot far as they taught me a lot far as marriage and what to do and what not to do. And you learn a lot from them. But I'm sorry, but a lot of the women that's in Gen X, we felt these kids. We felt our children. We really have, because these girls, I mean, they wild. They wild and loose. It's like somebody didn't let them out the cage. Number wildcats around.
Mhm. Have to accept blame when we're wrong from TC Top Cat. Absolutely. And there are a lot of women out there who were failed in many ways. Me, for example, I didn't have my father wasn't in the picture. My mother was emotionally absent. I don't think she had the desire or the skill to really be an active parent. I'm sure there was a lot of depression there and other issues and whatnot. So I suffered. I suffered for it. I suffered for it, and I could have easily gone down the path of a sexy red or whoever. I don't like to use names, but someone who has that type of lifestyle. I could have easily gone that way.
Mhm.
Um,
We all would have if you didn't have, if you didn't discern, like, that's not for me. I'm not about to follow them. Cause you already know the peer pressure when we was growing up and stuff. All the other girls was all fast, whatever, whatnot. And we was like, well, I want to be like, because they have all these friends, this, that, and the third. And a lot of these, especially young women, don't know the consequences behind all that. Oh, I'm getting all this attention. They just don't know. That's thus the trains and everything else these women be young women and women be doing. So,
yeah, they're getting attention there instead of getting what they need from home. They trying to just fill a hole. Just
mhm.
trying to fill a hole. And we lock on nation is right. Absolutely. There's not enough therapy to heal the mind. You need to get back to nature. And that is such a valid point.
Mhm.
Because I was thinking about how reflecting on my own life and being resilient, how that really saved me from a lot of other issues. Um, and that helped being in touch with nature. I always I always love being outside. I love climbing trees. I like to be barefoot in the grass, grounding. I love critters, any kind of critter, animal, something. dogs, cats, whatever. I had pet mice at one point.
Oh, wow.
I know that's gross to some people, but yes, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see, we have Rev Rebel 95. It takes two, in my opinion. Like if they both love each other enough, I think it's healthy for each other to keep the same energy that made the couple fail or fall in love with each other to begin with. Yes,
100. Yes.
it's work.
Yes.
It's work. And anything that's worth it, it's work. Getting
Mhm.
that high status or title in your career, that don't come easily.
Sis,
Raising your children to be healthy and strong, putting your phone down so you can spend time with your children, all of that is work and sacrifice, but
mhm.
it's worth it. It's worth it. And I feel a lot of our women don't see the value, don't see the value, and we need to get back to that. One of my favorite sayings is the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Yes.
Those are not brown and black hands right now.
Nope.
They're not. And we need to make sure that brown and black hands. I'm getting too into
Sis,
it.
sis, OP put on here, the Bible is the blueprint. Absolutely correct, sis.
Learn about boss man. Learn about modesty.
Mhm.
Lee. Our bodies are temples. We only get one, and and there should only be one with access to it, um, physically and visually. Stereotyping. Stop stereotyping.
Mhm.
That mindset of materialistic mindset, and the keeping up with the Joneses, and all of that is just insecurity.
Yes.
Insecurity. And I know I'm not the only one, but I'm gonna say
Nope.
I take I take a loyal, trustworthy, honest, beautiful man on some rickety farm somewhere, out there growing my own food with my overalls,
Mhm.
barefoot, than some six-figure what is it, corporate,
Mhm.
fancy, flashy. I mean, that's me, but I'm sure I'm not the only one, because I understand the value, the peace, how precious it is to have someone that mirrors you, someone that you can go to war with, someone that you can build with in peacetime. That's gold. Stop fitting men into a box. They're multifaceted, multi-faced. Gretchen Morris. Thank you, Gretchen Morris. Yes. Yes. Listen to our men. Really listen. Really listen to
We have a hard time.
understand.
We have a hard time listening.
Yes.
We have a hard time listening, and
Because
because we talk, we while they listen, while they talking, first thing we want to do is just hurry up and speak at something, and we want to, throw that rebuttal out before he even get done with his sentence. So
we're thinking about what we want to say instead of
exactly,
actually listening to what he has to say and responding based on what he said. Because based on my experience, which isn't much, and what I've seen in these YouTube streets, short time I've been here, men, they're pretty direct and honest about what it is they require, what they need, and we are not listening. We are interpreting it as something else, and we need to stop doing that. Just go by what their words, their literal definition of whatever it is they're saying. Um, listen to understand. Listen to understand. Let's see, Corey. Corey, the wife wasn't commanded to love her husband. Men love on a deeper level, and women have taken this for granted.
I got something to say on that one. The wife was commanded to love her husband. That's why Eve had that curse on her, because she didn't love her husband. And we end up having the cycles, the childbirths that's like, oh, you gonna know your role and your place through childbirth. That's what the Lord said, because you absorbed that husband. So we was commanded, and we were ordained to serve and to obey our husbands. Sis, let me tell you something. When me and my husband got married, almost 11 years ago, right? Went to the courthouse and got married. I loved it because it don't matter. Just as long as I have the one I want to be with, I'm good. Um, when the vows came out, they took out obey, and it was something else they took out. So I asked, my husband was surprised. I said, wait a minute. I was like, why obey isn't in there? And it was another word. She said, oh, we had to take it out because the women was getting mad about it. They was getting upset about it. And this was a white woman told me, she said they was getting upset about it. So we had to take it out. I was like, really? I'm like, ooh, women got so many rights that they don't need. I'm sorry. Obey, keep it in there. So what I did was like, I want obey in our vows,
And
because that's what we supposed to do.
you trust your husband.
Right. If you didn't trust this man, why you marry him in the first
Exactly. You trust your husband. That goes without saying.
was that?
There shouldn't be a question that to that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna follow you into the fire
Mm-hmm.
without a second thought.
Not at all. And there's another disrespect I would want to bring this up with some of the wives. Or yeah, majority of wives that I saw in my profession, in the medical field, nursing. I've seen a lot of women with hyphenated names. Now, me and my husband talk about this all the time.
Oh,
No way in hell I'm gonna get married to a man and have my maiden name and hyphen in your last name. That makes no sense. And there's a lot of women that have their ex-husband's name hyphenated with their new husband's name. You talk about the disrespect.
whoa! I haven't heard of that one.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Disrespectful. When you see those hyphens, that's exactly what's going on.
I wonder what was the thought process behind that.
The thought
Did the
process.
husband not
You know what? Those husbands, and
argue about that?
I guarantee those husbands complained about it. They said something about it, and then she was like, my daddy's name or my mama's name have more excuse me, have more weight than your name, nigga. Excuse me, but that's exactly what she putting out there. That's very disrespectful. No respect. None. I'm sorry, y'all, if I sound raspy. I have bad sinuses, so
I understand what's the point of getting married? We have Trey, hyphenated names. The moment my daughter's mom said she wanted to hyphenate, I was no longer interested in marrying her. Sad day.
you
Because
got
that it
brother.
just you're showing not just your husband, but the world that you don't trust your husband's leadership.
Exactly. You could see me. I was so happy to take my maiden name off when I got married. Shoot. I was like, he was looking at me. It's like my husband is just he the type that he'll sit back and he'll just watch what I men actually he's not by himself. Men sit back and watch exactly what we do.
Hmm.
We could be doing something and and we don't even pay no mind that they're watching us the whole time. My husband watch me like a hawk. I'm like, how the hell he seen me do such and such over here? He was like, oh, I seen when you did it. And they pay attention. And these women don't know it.
Very observant.
They're very observant. That's what makes them unique, and that's what makes them logical.
Mm-mm-mm. I see we have oh Gretchen. Yes. Yes. That's why I'm getting back into it because it's been a while because I had to focus on my family. Time is so precious. When you have kids, their childhood goes by in a blink, and I'm telling you, I did not want to miss a second,
Mhm.
not a second, because it's an honor to be able to have that kind of influence and to have that view
Mhm.
of someone becoming a grown person, to watch them learn, to watch them fail, to watch them overcome their obstacles. It's
Mhm.
an honor to have them respect you and hopefully be in a position where you're respectable in the first place. But it's an honor to do so. And it goes by so quickly, so quickly. So if I'm on social media, or whatever, hanging with the friends, what the case may be, because I had to take cut out a lot of my friends too, because they like to party. Nothing wrong with that. They party and things of that nature. And I couldn't do it. Whatever time you have devoted there is taken away from your child. It's taken away
Exactly.
from your child, and it's not fair. Our kids need the best possible chance. They have a lot to contend with. A lot.
And they're our future too. And look look what's happening to our future. Actually, you see all these kids, they not little. These Gen X, not Gen X, what are they? Millennials. They are monsters. They are generation
So
under us. I'm so sorry, Generation X. No, we did our stuff back then, but they ruthless now. It's like people scared to go out their homes. When we was younger in the 80s, we would, when I grew up in the 70s and 80s, we was able to go out, we was able to play, we was able to come home when a street light came on. We had no care in the world. These kids now, they can't even go outside without getting shot or somebody robbing them or kidnapping them. We had those problems, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. It's not. And I'm looking
absolutely.
at these kids like,
Walking to the corner store by ourselves,
right.
buying cigarettes for auntie.
Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember those days. They have the
So
little ones too.
we have we have a few super chats. We would like to read them, and then we'll come back to young. So our first is Through the Fire podcast. Thank you, Through the Fire, for our first live. We appreciate you. Much love, much love.
Appreciate you.
Who do we have? Ty Shadow with the flowers.
Aw, thank
Thank you,
you.
Ty. Thank you. Mwah. We have Scorched Earth. All right. First live. That the husband was commanded of a wife. Through that respect, love was shown to the husband.
That's
Yes,
right,
and back to the love. I don't see how I wouldn't be able to love my husband.
sis.
Even if he's going down a dark path, I don't see
Right.
how I wouldn't be able to love my husband. I can't help it.
Yeah. I don't see that, but you know what I found out though? Because I do research. I found out a lot of times these women, although they marry these men, they don't love them. They don't love them because they felt as if, how can I put it? No, they don't love these men. You'll know if a woman actually love a man or if they don't. If they disrespect a man, brother, she wasn't ordained for you in the first place because she got love and reverence for another man. I'm just gonna be honest. Cause there is no way in hell. I don't have no other person in my mind other than my husband. He gets all my attention, so he gets all the respect. If your woman, your wife, don't give you respect, it's a good possibility she entertaining somebody else. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be
Mhm.
honest because there is no way if you with this one man and you're supposed to be like one, and all of a sudden it's like a relationship don't work without both of you being involved because it takes work. It takes work on your part. It takes work on your husband's part. Granted, we as emotional creatures we are very emotional. Our feelings get hurt real quick. Our husbands don't mean to hurt our feelings. They say certain things because sometimes I'm a little crybaby. I know.
Same here.
I'm like, no, he didn't just
Say a
say that.
bag of water.
But at the same time, I have to check myself. Like, look, your husband telling you things for your betterment. And you have to trust that. You have to trust his process. That's the reason why your husband was ordained to be the leader in the first place. If you can't follow the leader, that whole house, the house of cards, can fall down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Young says many women did to know what they want in their life as opposed to outside interference, which will help the community follow the correct path. Hmm.
Hmm.
Let's see here. They want this, oh, yes, the ceremony, the rings, the hair, the nails, materialistic, this with status update, makeup, dress, gown, pictures, videos, etc. Not the man and the marriage. I heard an awesome quote a couple of weeks ago, y'all. The man said, my wife spent months planning our wedding, our
Hmm.
honeymoon, getting everything organized, the invitations, the
Oh,
gowns, the suit. She did everything.
that's all you.
The catering, everything, the music. She did everything. But she cannot get dinner on the table in time.
Hmm.
I said, "Ooh, that hurt.
That's the truth though.
That hurt."
Sis, that's the truth. These men got a beg. Come on. They got a beg a woman to fix them something to eat. They out there working anywhere between 8, 12, 16, hell, 18 hours. And they come back and you don't have no food cooked for them. Oh, I'm tired. Look, I went to school, nursing school, and I was working at a hospital, had 4 children. When
Mm,
I got home, I still cooked.
super mama.
When I got home, I still cleaned. I did everything I was supposed to do. It was no, oh, I'm tired, this, that, and the third. My man want to eat. He gonna I'm gonna get up and fix him something to eat. It's several times I got up like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure he had his lunch. I could have had like 2 hours of sleep. I'm like, oh my man not going to work without no lunch because guess what? End of the day, you don't do what you got to do, baby. They always have those work wives. Oh, you didn't you oh such and such. You didn't have you what happened? Why you don't have a lunch? That's and the first thing she be like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I bring him a lunch. That's how it gets started.
Mm,
And those women pick up when your man not getting any sex too, ladies.
mm.
The
Femininity, it's a superpower. It's a superpower. Just on something as simple as that lunch that's full of love. That's
Mhm.
full of love. We add years to their life. We can save them from debilitating diseases just with a healthy lunch full of love.
Right. Put a little
We
note in there.
exactly
Right, you put a
doodle
little
some
yeah.
cartoon characters up there or something.
How you
Stick
could do a
it,
little love letter or put some teasing like stuff. You know how they say you gotta go ahead and text some little,
stick a little nudie picture in there. You know how some hidden away locked up from the kids. Stick something.
he open up his lunch like whoosh.
All right now.
He be
This
happy.
gonna be behind the other photo in my wallet. I'm gonna slide it out from time to time.
Sis, he be happy all day. He like, oh boy, came to work with a smile from here to here. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, oh man, my old lady, man, you just don't know, man. It's so many things, and so the smallest things we can do for our husbands. Boy,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use them all. I got more for my husband. He just get amazed because I'm like this. I don't run out of any ideas to make sure my husband is taken care of.
And speaking of that, what we can do to win our men back, to keep our men,
That's all
to
right.
make them not even consider, doubt our loyalty, our respect, our love for them, that we do need them, that we do need them. Um, Milani says, Kevin Samuel said it best. Women who can get the man they want aren't worried about other men. Exactly.
That's
You're not looking
right.
at anybody else for anyone else. You don't have the time or the patience for it because you focus on your man and it's work.
And you go
It's
out there and them
work.
guys, all you see, this is look, me, I don't know if people gonna believe me or not. I go out there, guys be looking, all I see, like the blur, like how the blur go across somebody's face. Yeah, all I see is a blur, like I don't even see you. All I see is my husband. And I like I was telling you with our congregation sis. The sisters see it every time my husband come past or whatever, and I got the biggest smile on my face. I be giggling and stuff. That's like, "Where's your husband?" I said, "Right there." And one sister was like, "Oh my God, that's her husband right there."
I am
Where's
old, Trey. I am old.
the
I took pictures. That was a long time
Are you talking about the picture?
ago to pick.
Oh my gosh. No.
So listen, ladies. I want you all to go first. Ladies in the chat, what can we do? Add something. Chat. Add something to the chat. Something that you've done or you will do. Something special you can do for your man. I want to see. I know.
You know, sis gonna come in with,
Well, look, I'm fanning it. I'm fanning it.
oh,
Baby,
sis,
gonna play outside. I'm fanning
ain't,
it.
hey, no starfish, no laziness. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you got a
Ladies.
Hey, if you got a headache, that'll knock the headache right on out.
Hmm. Ladies in the chat. What is something you have done, you will do? Any interesting ideas? Get creative. We have to get creative.
Mhm.
Let's see, ladies,
Where are they?
we
Other
thinking.
than yeah.
Look. I
You
want the
gotta
men to go next. I want the men to go next. Ladies,
Mhm.
anyone?
Get y'all words in now because the brothers is about to bring it.
Yeah, you know they are. No, no, ladies. All right,
Take heed.
gentlemen,
Oh, she put it in. She is
take it in.
absolutely right. That's all right.
Oh, really? Oh gosh. Oh, gosh. Very nice. Take heed. Very nice. I love it. I love it. Trey say everybody left. All right.
They not talking about what we talking about, what we want to talk about.
Yeah, I guess not. That's
Yeah,
okay.
this
That's
is about
okay.
right
Hey,
marriages.
if we can help someone, let's see here. Take here. Take heed. I can't say no more. I'm gonna you're gonna get in trouble. All right, gentlemen, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Now, we're also going to drop the link. We're going to drop the link. So if anyone wants to come up and speak instead of chatting, you're welcome to join.
Yes.
Don't be shy. We grown.
Yeah, grown folk talk for real. Yeah, it look like they sure. I don't see too many sisters put too much of anything in there. All righty.
Okay. What am I seeing here? Milani giving an hour-long massage.
Mm-hmm.
I see Vince. The question, the task, Vince, is to either come up and say it or add in the chat little things that you can do to keep the relationship spicy, things you have done, things you are thinking of doing. Get creative or don't be afraid to share. Let's see here. Edward, let us watch the game in peace.
That's right, sis. That's right.
Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
Don't be
Boss man,
stingy.
they are afraid of servitude.
It's his. Don't be stingy with it. When you get married, your body is no longer yours.
Mm. Hello, Brother Payne. How are you?
Hello, ladies. I just
Hey.
thought I'd stop in since you guys asked, drop the link. You know, I'm just a passerby. I like the show. It sounds real good. You
Thank
guys are hitting on some good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
what's happening? Is the question on the floor?
So
Femininity?
the task was to add or to think or come up with an idea.
Oh, that was for the ladies. Oh, you got one for the
Oh,
men?
it's the men's turn.
Oh, is
Men,
that right?
because the women
Get my
have.
lights.
Yeah, we had a few sisters came in.
It's the men's turn. Hey, brother, how you doing? This is a safe space.
I ain't worried
Just
about that.
just so you know, Trey threw another monkey wrench idea.
What's it? Ooh, Trey with just the apron. Ooh, yes, I love it.
And not even the apron.
Just the chef. Oh no,
Um,
I
he's
love
laughing
it.
because he have done it several times. That's why he's laughing.
Is that a spatula in your apron, or are you just happy to see me? Yes, keep it light. Have fun. Have fun. Gentlemen,
We
after
got
you.
Trey in the panel in audio, just to let you know. So
Hey,
he want to throw that
Trey.
idea.
What's up? What's
Thank
up,
him for
ladies?
that.
Hey,
Oh,
Trey, darling.
Go ahead, Trey. You're the role. I see you was talking to him all night, man. You go first, man.
What, to keep it spicy?
Yeah,
It's all kinds.
that's
It's all
up to the
kinds of
lady.
stuff. You order yourself some ties, some tie straps, some ropes. You can. There's all types of stuff you can do. What's his favorite color? You go wear. You get his favorite color in lingerie. You send him a gift. You send a gift to him and let him open it up, and it's just the lingerie. You put it on for him. That'll get him mentally ready, and then when you put it on, that'll get him physically ready. What are we talking about?
Right.
Spice? You talking about spice and all types of stuff y'all can do.
Mhm.
Oh, I know one. If you are into physical fitness, they got this this at home workout that you do with your significant other, and y'all do it naked. It's an exercise routine. You do it naked in the living room.
That's
That's for
cool.
sure. That's for sure to
That's
get something
cool.
started. I actually ordered that. Oh, I got another one. I told Grace about this
Okay.
one. Kinky Uno. I told Grace to get Kinky Uno.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah, there are all kinds of kinky games out there. Yep,
Yep.
playing a game
Hold
like
on.
Uno.
How
If you
come Trey know
go
all the?
oh
How come Trey got all these ideas and not paying? I'm kind of curious.
David, I am prepared for marriage. I just ain't getting married, but I'm prepared. I am ready.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Hey, listen, man. You know what? Trey is
Rebel
telling me
swing
that
set.
there's benefits of being
Yep.
single for a
Swing
long
set.
time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Take heed.
Mhm.
Give that on the
Um,
regular.
That's
All
right.
right.
you need to come
Vince,
up
I
here.
put my feelings aside for too long, so I divorced while married. I made sure my ex didn't have to work. All right, Vince.
Take
All
heed to
right.
come up here. She dropping too much jam over here. She to come up and speak.
Yeah,
Can't do
come
this.
on, sis. She like, I don't want to get in trouble. Come on, sis.
Corey
Yep,
Hager's
the
in the
dice
audio.
with the little images.
Right.
Yep, I had a set of those.
We need sister take heed up in here.
How
Um,
about drop by the job on this lunch break? Y'all ever
Yes.
drop by the job on the lunch break? Does anybody have
that
sex in the
classic.
car anymore? I used to have a lot of sex in the car. Anybody have sex in the car anymore?
Okay.
That smelly Lincoln. Yep.
They call security camera in the parking lot.
Big back seat.
Hello.
You get in trouble for real.
Hey, I will say this. I will say this though, Alicia, and Mrs. O. I do know because all my homeboys are married, and one of the things that they say, we've been friends for over 30 years. One of the things they say that actually is very good for their marriage is they constantly talk dirty to each other all day. They text each other, they call each other. It's always like just sort of like dirty, sexy talk between the two of them. I just wonder if that's like a thing. I don't know if the younger generation does that, but
Yeah.
I know they do that all the time. It's actually it's kind of gross sometimes, kind of disgusting sometimes.
You gotta have the code language for the kids, though. You get the code
That's not like
language.
our parent generation.
But
No,
if
we do that, man. We do not every day, but we do that. I mean, we have a scenario once in a while. Like if we go out, I tell my wife, listen, like I picked her up, like I was a trick, and she was out there. I said, listen, I'm gonna put some money in the bathroom, and when you come out, if you're shaking your head no, that means you want me to put some more money in there. It's like I don't do it, but I mean, we go back and forth and just
wow.
we got all kinds of stuff, man. We'll spend like a weekend in a whole, maybe around 5, 6 days in a
Oh, y'all gonna
hotel.
have some very nice
Just,
nights. I can
just fooling
tell.
around, drinking wine, doing this and that, or no holds barred, and everything's cool, man. So we get out, we go to different environments as opposed to just being home where the kids are there. You got to lock the door, you got to turn the music up, you got to do it. You want to get out of all of that every so often as well. We don't worry about that now, but in the past we had to. So I mean, there's a lot of different things. And my wife, when she has some ideas, I just roll with it. I just roll with it.
Awesome. Thank you, Brother Payne. And brother, welcome to the show. I don't see your name.
That's Del Monte Green Beans.
Oh, hello, Mr. Green Beans. What is it? Don't they have the Green Giant as their mascot? Yes. Green Beans, boom, boom, boom. I know I'm old. What do you think, Del Monte Green Beans?
Don't be shy.
I ain't got nothing to be shy about. Y'all already know that by now. It's a wrap. I'm a single dude. I got 2 sons, and I'm not seeing myself getting married at all, for real. So
Do you feel that you've given up?
shoot, give up. You can't even start. It ain't no reason. It ain't no reason to start. What the fuck to start for?
That's
What's
bad.
to start for?
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Nah, it's no reason to start. It's too many scallywags out here. It's retarded. It's no point. It's no point on it. You get your pockets sent to the moon on petty shit.
Are you still in your 30s or in your 40s though? 30s?
I'm in my 40s. I'm
40.
damn near 50.
Were you married before?
Nah, I ain't never been married. No.
Yeah.
No.
So you and Trey got a lot in common there, man. I don't know. He's trying not to get married, but I think he's gonna get snagged one day.
Somebody gonna get him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get snagged.
That's on him.
But Trey
That's on
didn't.
him. Then he'll be back on. He'll be back on this motherfucker talking about what I'm saying.
Yo,
I thought he changed his mind on Tuesday.
So Del Monte, thank you for coming up. I would really appreciate, and all those watching, I'm sure they will also really appreciate. Thank you, sweet girl. Your opinion as far as what needs to happen, what a woman has to do to get you to start. I'm sure it has to be something amazing. Nothing? You've completely given up? No hope at all?
No, it ain't about the hope. It ain't about nothing like that. It's that no one listens. These women don't listen. They hard-headed. You can tell a woman to duck, and she'll sit there and argue with you and then get shot upside the head. That's where we at.
Wow. That is crazy.
So you've made your peace with the fact that you may possibly be without that life partner to the end of your days. You've made your peace with that.
Here how you sound. Listen how you sound. You sound like you on the pool pit. You made your peace with that? Stop.
I'm curious because I'm telling you, I'm not. I have my own issues.
I ain't got no haircut. Issues. Waves, the 360s is gone, so it's whatever. 360s and done grew out. But anyway,
it's character.
I'm looking at myself. It's what?
I say it's character, which is most important for me anyway. I'm getting divorced. So I have my own issues, but eventually I'm going to get back out there.
Yeah.
And I want to know what's going on. What's going on? What's really going on?
Yeah, well, it's like mostly men are very simple. Very simple. It's very simple stuff. Women make the shit complicated. And sometimes we just get to the point where we just not gonna talk to you. We just not gonna say nothing. You just gonna have to find out for yourself. Get tired of talking. Yeah, yo. And then we get to the point, we get straight to the point, and then don't listen. Just don't listen. Don't listen. Then when something happens, then it comes, oh, come help me. No. Go figure that out on your own.
Mm.
Mhm.
No,
He do have
no,
a point on that. I
no.
think the problem is today's generation have too many pumped on fake value
Well,
for
it's
what comes
today's
from a man.
generation. I'm over today's generation. I'm not looking at no young chick. That's not
Mm.
my thing. I'm not
I'm
no
sorry, y'all. It's a flag out
dude
in the
that's trying to
house.
deal
Y'all see
with
it.
no young chick. I want a chick that's around my age, might have kids. I ain't gonna sit here and talk about what her job is and all that. That's your job. That's what you fixed. That's what you picked. That's what you wanted to do. Shut up. What they got to do with us? That's it. You got the mission. We got a mission to make it, but you worried about systematic stupid shit. And then marriage ain't what it used to be. You need a time machine now to go back and get married because
Mm.
it's a wrap. Because these women is ready to send your pockets to the moon.
Mm.
Whatever you get, whatever you do, it don't matter. We've seen several rich dudes get their whole bag taken
Yes.
Mm.
for some petty shit. And I'm a nigga. I'm not rich.
Mm.
And what that mean? Like, yo, come on, man. It's not worth it no more. It's a wrap. And then Saudi Arabia just gave up. They took the petrodollar off. So it's about to get real ugly out here. Shit is about to go
Mm.
get real high.
Mhm.
Motherfuckers about to really start doing some real shit.
Mhm.
Gonna have to start putting in real licks. Yeah, it's coming to Pookie and Ray Ray shit in that time now.
And
So
they gonna
listen.
have that protection too.
And then all these women that was talking all this dumb shit, showing their ass off, they gonna be left to the side on the side of the road looking like that chick trying to get some help from I Am Legend or some shit. One of the movies, the chick was sitting there looking stupid
Oh, I
with the
remember.
dusty breath.
She had the
Yeah,
butterfly tattoo.
Yeah.
or
I
the
remember.
girl that saw Denzel, she trying to set him up to get robbed and shit from people that's eating people.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. It's gonna be a little bit like that because they show you everything. They show you everything what they gonna do, and these women don't get it. I've been in
That's
Iraq and
crazy.
in Afghanistan. I've seen what they do. I've seen how the shit, all the dope got here. I've seen all that shit.
Mhm.
Were
Yeah,
you in the military?
yeah. I was a sapper.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
I
Absolutely.
didn't have the when I was overseas, the patch finally came out. They didn't have the patch. You had to put the patch underneath your pocket.
What
So it's
type of
like,
patch? I'm not familiar
you
with.
ever heard of special forces and Rangers?
Mhm.
They have a
Oh,
patch.
it's the symbol. Is okay.
Nah, it's a patch and it say sapper, but you had to put it underneath
Oh,
your
okay.
pocket. You couldn't wear it. Now you can wear it.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm, mm, mm. All right.
I'll get off of here.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
no, you're welcome to stay. You are welcome to stay. I appreciate your opinion. I need to know what's going on from real people.
The real question is that he says hopeless for him, but there's still women out there who
Yes.
still
I would
needs to.
like to,
No,
but
but let me
you
just
gotta
say this.
be. Yeah, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
bro. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. My bad.
you were just gonna say it. Tell us what kind of pedestal would they have to be on? I mean, you got a checklist, and you're
I
saying
mean,
that
I'm not so petty about women like that.
okay.
I was never like a ladies man type thing. I could have been. I could have been. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. It took me a while to have kids. I wasn't gonna have none at first. Period. I wasn't gonna have kids, but uh, looks is okay. But as long as the looks match with the inside, the mind, the heart, and all that, the soul, things like that, mannerisms and stuff gotta match. And like, yo, if I can cook better than you, I really don't need you, cause I can cook. So I'm from the Midwest. We cook. Niggas out
Mm.
here in Kansas City, we know how to cook. We know how to do this. We know how to cook greens. We know how to do enough to drop them panties.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
Drop the panties and
yeah.
put on an apron.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, that's a superpower. I swear, man.
Yeah.
I throw down myself. So
Somebody trying to come in?
somebody's trying to come in. I don't
This
It
know.
looked
fly
like
is trying to join the live. I have a fly in my house.
oh, you need some cinnamon. You need some a cinnamon stick.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, that ain't.
And it's all in the camera. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, I would like a nice young lady, but I don't my life right now is not gonna match up to a lady right now. It's not gonna work. And I'm almost about to be 50 in no time. So after that, it's a wrap. You're not gonna do nothing around here like that. I'll be 50 quick. I'm about to be 47. Don't look like it, but shit, I feel like it.
Oh.
You didn't jumped out of airplanes and all kind of shit. You be feeling fucked up too.
Mm,
Anyway,
mm.
so ladies, what's up
RP,
going on? Ladies?
What's up with Shorty up in the corner? What's up with
RP,
little mama? Her face is all it's like it's too bright. You got too much light on your face.
Oh, Miss O.
Oh,
Yeah, Miss O, you got way too much light. You like a vampire or something.
oh, nah.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it's
Hold on.
that's yeah, it's too dark, but yeah, okay. Yeah, it was a
Hey,
little too
man,
bright.
you doing all right? Just go ahead. We like
Oh,
this
Yeah,
bright face.
I'm just letting her know. And little mama
Thank,
with the fro, she cute. She a cutie pie too. But hey,
thank you.
got
Thank
the
you.
got them cheekbones and eyes and all that. The
Thank
slanted eyes.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me shut up before I start something.
There you go.
Thank you,
There
Del
you
Monte
go.
Greens. So we have Trey and we have Corey and the audio. Gentlemen, what can you add? How can we keep it spicy? Get creative.
go ahead, Corey. I already answered.
Yeah, good, Corey. It's not working.
Boy, y'all Gen Xers and baby boomers in technology, boy. Good God. Kicking y'all ass, bruh.
What that had nothing to do with baby boomers, man.
Man, we the Thundercat generation. I don't know what you talking about. Big.
Y'all the generation that caused all these damn problems that we sit up here
Oh
talking about.
man. Listen.
Let's stop playing the blame game. Let's stop playing the blame game. Let's work on solutions.
Well, in order to get to the solution, we have to identify the problem and where it came from.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
And more importantly, the
Ain't gonna know
mentality
what's broken.
of the generation and why they set the course the way they set it. But that's
This
not
is
the
from
question.
this is from the crack era, bro. This is what happened. The crack era made all this shit happen. You
Yeah,
got
the
to thank the
adults that was
CIA
having
for that.
well,
You got to thank the CIA for
no,
that. This is still
nobody forced the
COINTELPRO.
crack down. Nobody forced the crack into your body. That was a choice
Yeah,
that they made.
but it hit the
So let's
neighborhoods
not make
quick.
excuses and want to blame the government.
How old are you? How old are you?
I grew up in DC in the 90s. Heroin
How old
and
are
crack,
you?
heroin and crack was rampant, and I
Yeah.
didn't
So
have
how
to
did it
do it.
get there?
What?
How did it get there?
We're
get
getting
off
off
Doesn't
track.
matter
topic,
how it got
gentlemen.
Don't
there.
get off track. Hey,
I
listen.
love the conversation, but we're getting off topic.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
And
so
ladies, there's one thing I would tell you though,
Mhm.
if you don't mind. Listen,
Oh,
one
no
of the
problem.
things one of the things I would say is that y'all talked a little bit about the femininity and all that kind of stuff and where we went wrong. The one thing I give the boomers and the Gen Xers, the one thing we did that was really wrong is that we wanted better lives for our kids, but what we did was try to make it easier. That was the mistake. So being better is not, we made it synonymous with being easier. That's why it's so easy for them to just they quit so easily today. The kind of trophies, the participation trophies and all that stuff. It really was supposed to be, hey, we did well. We want y'all to do well, but what we did was we forgot about sending the struggle down to people while they had some cover. We threw them out there, latchkey kids, all that kind of stuff, and we didn't teach them other things that, how to be a wife, how to be a man, how to be a husband, how to be a girl. I mean, a lot of that stuff kind of went by the wayside for a lot of people. Education in this, get your degree, and that was it. Because at that point, we forgot about the time that maybe a degree isn't the best thing for everybody. We just thought it was a status symbol. And then we let kids go to school, get basket weaving as opposed to something they can eat off of. And a lot of that stuff plays into the way our relationships play out too. And then, of course, the puppet masters did the rest. So, I mean, I don't know. But, but keeping this, they don't have to be married to do it. You know what I'm saying? Right? So how do we, some people keep it spicy. They keep it too damn spicy. And they want to spice with a lot of people as opposed to one. Right? And how do you put that genie back in the bottle? So it's all good. I mean, but femininity, I think the women have the secret. I think the women's biggest power before was the ability to say no. Not no to any schlub, but no to the guy they thought was handsome. No to the guy that they would throw all their rules out for. Women used to actually know how to say, even if you fine as hell, you still got to go through some shit to get this. And that's gone. So
lowering our standards.
So I mean, as men, right, we always say that we're the leaders and all that kind of stuff. And I fight with these guys. We don't control everything. And you know what? I don't want to control everything as a guy. I mean, women have their own agency. And your secret and your superpower is you. Is your femininity, your clinging to virtue and all that kind of stuff in degrees. And it's really clear. I want to really be clear. Nobody's saying a woman has to be a virgin. Just don't want you to be a 304. Right? And the men of the West, we're sensitized to that already. We don't, man, you know what?
What's the line between 304 and virgin?
So
Good question, Trey.
Say that again.
What's the line between 304 and virgin?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what? It's subjective. Because and for some of us, the less the better, of course. But it's the way they move. It's the way a woman moves, right? Just like a guy who doesn't get any and a guy who's a gigolo like Trey. You could tell the difference. You could tell the difference between a guy who will get none and a guy who gets a lot. So you could tell the difference between a woman who has some virtue and a woman who will have none.
Yeah, but that don't mean that she doesn't mean she hasn't had a lot of sexual partners. I think the thing that we're skipping here is
the ability to live with a little bit better. You can live with
a little bit better. Is a thing we're skipping over here. Just because a woman looks, safe, I'll use the word safe. Just because she looks safe doesn't mean that she doesn't have a storied past. And when you start to peel back the layers on a lot of these women, especially the modern women, you start to find out some things. We're talking about women that started having sexual relations as early as 9 years old. Do you understand by the time she's 21, this thing is done. It's over. It's a wrap. She will never be able to love anybody.
Yeah, but she don't have that much virtue left either, though, Trey. I would submit to you that she wouldn't look like a woman that's virtuous.
What's the line to you, Trey? What does that look like to you?
Between 304 and virgin?
Yes.
Not virgin, virtuous.
Virtuous.
Oh, virtuous.
Not virgin, no.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a body count guy. I understand that I'm never gonna find a woman who has the quote unquote low body count. And to be quite honest, I'm not even looking for it. Because the honest truth is that I don't know if she's telling me the truth or not anyway. I believe that all women lie when it's beneficial to them. So I don't believe that a woman would actually tell me the truth and what her past looks like anyway. All I can do is go off of what I see, what's right in front of me, and what she presents. This is why I make it difficult. This is why I ask for credit reports. This is why I ask for a lot of different things. I make it extremely difficult for you to try to fool me. And because what I realize is that a lot of women will quit before they even get started. The last woman I dealt with, I asked for her STD panel and to make sure she included the herpes check. Because a lot of STD panels don't ask for herpes, don't require herpes. They exclude herpes. You have to ask them. I never heard from that woman again.
There you go.
So a lot of things I have to make it a little bit more difficult. But the problem is I think a lot of the ideas here, they're just archaic. We are never going back to the 40s. Women are working and fucking. I'm gonna say that again. Women are working and fucking. It is what it is.
So,
the men have to make an adjustment. And what exactly that adjustment will be, that's subjective. Some men will say, I'll go overseas. Well, guess what? The women overseas, they fucking too.
But Trey, don't you think that we made the adjustment? Don't you think the men in the West have made the adjustment?
No,
in terms of the sexuality of the women.
No, because OnlyFans is gaining $5 billion every year. So we have not made it. We haven't made an adjustment. I think if anything, we've succumbed to what the women actually wanted us to do. You have a lot of guys out here who would just say, fuck it, I'll just pay. It's just easier just to pay.
Okay, sorry. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Trey, you're not even
welcome to the stage, the one and only.
You can't even
take heed to the message.
Corey.
He says you have the best raps.
I'm so tired of Trey. I'm so tired of Trey, but he's speaking the truth. Though.
Yeah,
I gotta give it to him. He do speak the truth, even when you don't like it. So I do love that brother for that. So I just wanted to come up here to start trouble. I ain't come to do nothing else. Just want to let y'all know. And also, I wanted to get on green beans before he dropped. I wanted to get on him because he always talking about me and my glasses.
Oh yeah, you be needing your glasses. You be needing your glasses, sure.
What now?
You be needing your glasses.
I wear glasses too, green beans.
Yeah, you be needing your glasses.
I'm blind as the bat.
You be messing up stuff you're reading and all that. In a minute, they gonna be talking about you can't read and shit. That's what I was trying to tell you a long time ago. Get your glasses. Get your glasses, mammy. Get your glasses.
It's hard. Because there's a glare right there. You know, my doggone nerve.
Stop it. I'm just looking at them glasses and them damn dimples. Goddamn.
You always got something smart to say to me. I'm gonna block you.
Welcome back, Carter. Welcome back. Okay, just a moment. My beautiful take heed before you start. I want to read this super chat. Please and thank you. The dating pool roast reactions. Thank you for the super chat. Femininity is not her superpower. According to a CC called Allie, I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean? Men are not built to be loyal to one woman. They need snatch from many women to live. This will never work for most women. This is a problem. I do agree, dating pool, that monogamy is not natural for most people.
That's right.
But I think the benefits outweigh everything else, so it's worth the work because it is work. It is work.
It benefits
especially
the woman.
For the men.
It benefits the woman.
So
I don't know.
It benefits the man too, because at least he knows he got his own kids.
That's what I was gonna ask Trey. Trey, say you find the perfect.
Again, another archaic point of view. We're in 2024. I don't need for her to be monogamous to know whether or not the child is mine. It's 2024. I can go to the doctor and find out if the child is mine.
Yeah, well,
I don't even need her. This is what I mean when I say there's such an archaic thought process. We're talking about back in the 20s and all that. No, this is 2024. If I need to know if that child is mine, and I'm telling you because I've done it, you go get the kit, you get the Q-tips, you scrub the inside of the cheek, and you send it off, and you find out. It's simple as that. I don't even need the mother for that.
It's too much stuff going on around though for us to just be going willy-nilly with too many partners. I'm sorry.
That's scary.
I'm sorry.
That is scary.
Too much shit going on for us to be fucking everybody.
Risking your life.
I can't do that now. I can't do that. I can't just be fucking everybody.
I mean, that's need. There's no need that's worth it. There's no need worth catching something or dying.
Right.
Now listen. Fucking raw feel good. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say no, it don't feel good. I'm lying if I say that. No, fucking raw feel good. Okay. But the problem is that y'all don't be nobody go to the doctor anymore. I said it. Nobody go to the doctor anymore. Y'all be doing bullshit. I'm sorry. I can't. No.
You know, it's a new STD out there. I saw it on the news.
Sis was telling me.
And guess what it is, you guys? Ringworm. You can catch ringworm by
nasty.
You walk around, you walking down the street, and then you just blow up. That's the new joint.
Spontaneously combust.
But yeah, it's passed through sexual contact. You can get ringworm. And I seen it on the news. I'm gonna find one day I pull it up for you guys.
Forgive me, you all. We had another chat up here. I'm sorry. It was a green one. Or did I already read it? I'm losing track. It was green. There it is. Thank you. Thank you. They didn't pull. Okay. Both sides have problems. They need to see this and go forward. As long as both sides say they have no problems, we will be where we stand. Stalemates. Absolutely. Absolutely. No one's taking accountability. No one's looking in the mirror, self-reflecting. You can.
Ladies, let me let y'all go. Can I take heed, everybody else up there? I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get back to the show.
Thank you, Brother Payne. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Can I add something?
Appreciate you.
OG, read more.
Let me add into how couples need to keep things spicy. First of all, you got to understand the female body and the male body, and a lot of people don't even know their own body. A woman has like over twice as many sensory points on her body than a man does. Not to say that men can't be like turned into a fire blazing volcano, because everybody knows that's possible. But how many men actually take being with one woman, not like what Trey just chasing the OnlyFans mall, but being with one woman, you get to go on that journey where you get to find out every little point on her body that just drives her. I mean, she's going to launch. She's going out into the universe and ain't coming back until you let her come back.
I gotta hold you on a little bit of that, man. You can damn near master your woman. So so you can hit all the buttons and all that, and then after a while, some dudes, they just be like, they want to try something else that look different in a different package. That's where that come from. But anyway, let me shut up though.
No, you don't have to shut up.
Well, then you're not being grateful for what you got.
Let's see, dating pool. I'm gonna read the super chat.
I don't have anything to get. I just know what it is already.
I was married for 27 years, but I had to leave her because the kids were grown and she wasn't. I couldn't stand that immature.
Exactly.
I mean, if a woman pushing 50, I'd done had enough.
That is extremely unattractive.
I wanted my peace and quiet, and all she wanted to bring was chaos. Damn near 30 years of it. And it's like, no. I'm not spending the last years of my life.
That's gonna subtract years from your life. All that drama.
No. Men want peace. And a woman that brings him peace, well, he'll go explore all of those 200 plus.
Yes.
Because he wants to. He wants to reciprocate all that peace and that well, I can't go into too much detail. I'm a writer. I can get real visual real quick. But anyway, I won't do that. Not here. I'll let Nikki do that. She's
listen. Why I gotta do it? Why is your fault now?
Well, we've all heard you go on.
we have a super chat. Trey is part of the degenerate crowd that keeps men single. Most people want loyalty. We should promote healthy relationships, and if you make commitments, keep them. Poly is not an option for most people. I wouldn't say degenerate, but I definitely agree. Poly is not an option for most people. That's not realistic at all.
What you talking about? We in poly relationships already. How many women got multiple baby daddies? We already in poly.
Oh, I can't stand Trey.
We already there. See, this is when I keep saying this over and over again.
You talking about dinner bill? You talking about dinner bill?
You got to stop thinking like this is 1965. We're done. It's not there anymore. I just watched a woman the other day. She got 4 kids by 3 different men. And when they asked her, when Kendra G asked her, how did she have the 1-year-old? She said she had a one-night stand.
She did.
And then when they asked her about the other kids, she said, "Well, I didn't require a relationship." So let me speak to this dating pool. You want to know why most people why we're not promoting healthy relationships? Because we got too many fucking unhealthy people running around. So how the hell are you gonna have a healthy relationship with a bunch of sick people? You can't. That doesn't make any sense. It's not about me being a part of the degenerate crowd. I've said this before. Alicia, you heard me when I said this. I see what's in front of me. I am a very good learner. I'm a very good learner by paying attention to what's in front of me. I was a kid that could watch you do something one time and then I could replicate what you did. That's how I learned. That's the type of person. So when I see the marriage rates, the divorce rate over 50%, and that's just the ones we know about. We're not even talking about divorces and separations. We haven't even included those. So that would push it well over 50%. When I see that in front of me, when I see that women are initiating divorces at almost an 80% clip, it's right in front of me. I'm not making this up. But I'm a part of the degenerate crowd? Absolutely not. What I see is that marriage is trash. And what we have to do is we have to go back, and this is why I keep saying it, we have to go back to the generations that coddled this. They set the course for this. They didn't push marriage. How many men right now got daughters and told their daughters go to college and get an education and never said nothing about getting a husband? They set the course for this.
That's true. They told them the men would be there. That's true.
It's a straight hustle. Marriage is a hustle now. It's dead.
But
It
I
ain't got
want
nothing to do with God no more.
Hold on a second. Take key. Before we go, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we get the super chat music in here and slide it in. We want to thank our contributors for making sure they make this possible.
Don't do the pastor. Don't do that.
Listen. We'll be right back.
It's disgusting.
Thank you.
I'm on it now. But it ain't a prerequisite whether it works in your head. Yeah. Oh, these 60 seconds of mine. I get to say whatever's on my mind. Yeah. You ain't even gotta say nothing. Move on and let me carry on. It's what I wanted to say. What I put on my page. It's what I wanted to say. I ain't even gotta ask you. And I don't wanna have to try you. What I wanted to say. But it's mine. What if it is? What I put on my page is what I wanted to say. What I put on my page is what I wanted to say.
That man, no, he can sing.
He's beautiful. That beard and wow.
Go ahead.
Okay, well. Thank everyone for sharing.
It's up to you, big sis. What's going on?
Okay, so we spoke about what we can do, getting creative to keep everything kinky in the bedroom or the kitchen, according to Trey, or the backseat, whatever's your fancy.
Oh, I'm fresh. I don't know why did I come up here? Because I'm about to get in trouble. I don't know what's going on right now.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So the next scenario, the next task would be to add in the chat or comment. Come on, ladies. We're gonna start with the ladies. What can you do for our men mentally and emotionally that will have them thinking of no one but you? And when I say you, I mean Black women. What can you do? Get creative.
Am I to answer this one?
You may. Yes, ma'am.
So don't laugh. I hear somebody in the background. Don't laugh.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm not saying I do this. No, I'm saying I do this. Okay. Now, I know some of y'all know about that dice. Anybody know about that dice game? They got a dice game that'll tell you what to do to the body. Anybody got that dice game?
Oh, I've had a similar game. Yeah. I don't, is there a brand? Is there a company that?
Listen, it's fun. Y'all got to learn how to do that.
Okay.
It's fun. Throw that dice on the bed. Okay. Whatever the dice say, that's what you do. Okay. Learn how to do those things. Learn how to role play. Okay. Do that too. And another thing, I'll share something else with you. Learn how to sit on this man. Okay. Learn how to sit on him in different ways. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Learn how to sit on him in different ways. Okay. Let's act like we know the assignment. Be friendly with the pussy to your husband. Be friendly, damn it. Be friendly. Stop being stingy with that pussy. Okay? Stop being stingy with the pussy. Your husband is looking at everybody. Don't laugh. I know somebody in the background. Don't laugh. Stop. Listen. Be friendly with the pussy. Be nice. Be nice with the pussy when it comes to your husband. Be nice. Okay? Because I got to be nice. Okay? You got to be nice. If I'm up here preaching, be nice with the pussy. You be nice with the pussy too. Okay? Learn how to give head. Learn how to give head. Learn that. Okay? Be nice. What you gotta learn how to do. Your husband have his own cave, the man cave. Okay? Start learning how to walk in the man cave. Okay? Lock the door. Make sure the kids don't get you. Okay, lock that door. Okay?
You know what, sis? I mean to cut you off, but listen to this here. You're gonna agree with me on this one.
Because I'm ready.
You mean to tell me, soon as a woman get with a husband, she don't know how to have sex, but she was out there giving it up like a crapshoot, and doing everything and swinging off the chandeliers and climbing up.
Go ahead, baby.
Ding.
I'm a lock the pussy down once I get married. That's what they do. Don't lock it down, baby. Be friendly with the pussy. Stop trying to get a schedule going on. What is we doing here? Why we got a schedule? It's not eye contact.
But take heed. Single men like me, we hear this. See, we're listening. We talked earlier about how men pay attention, observe almost everything we hear. We're listening. So if we watching and we're seeing, wait a minute, we was having a ton of sex before they got married. Now they got married and he barely getting any. Why the hell would I put myself in that position?
The whole problem is that now some and I'm gonna get on my Christian sisters. I'm about to get on y'all real quick. Because this is the problem. Once you get saved, nothing wrong with getting saved. Okay, there's nothing wrong with getting saved. But once you get saved, you think you ain't supposed to sleep with your husband. God wants y'all to sleep together. He wants y'all to sleep together.
Should have been saved before you got married.
This is true, but it happens differently sometimes. Sometimes when they even get married, before they done got married, they saved, right? Sometimes they cover up. This is what they do. They go to bed with that nightgown on and in that old robe and close that robe just like this on top of the chest. And the husband gotta fight the Bible up her and try to get the gown open. Baby,
looking like a ghost, looking like a ghostbuster.
This a little bit fresh now. Listen. Put the Bible down. You done already prayed today. Put that Bible down. Go to bed with no clothes on. Start doing that, damn it. Y'all doing too much. I'm sorry. You're doing too much. You was doing nonsense before you got married, and now you don't know how to listen. I promote this on my own channel. Be a hoe for your husband. Okay? Be a hoe for your husband. Some woman got mad with me. She said, I'm not going to be no hoe for my husband. I said, well, I promote it. Be a hoe for your husband. Learn how to do that.
We're going to read that super chat. Can you bring it back, please? The green one. Thank you. The dating pool rose reactions. So if marriage is a hustle to most people, this community is doomed. The dominant culture don't think so, and they are thriving. We need to take a page. Yeah, take a page from that book.
How are they thriving when they got high divorce rates too?
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know, but I'll share this with you.
Yeah, oh
And I,
boy, will kill their whole family
I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
I share
Just
and
something
burn
with
the
can't
house
recognize
down.
the coochie from Trey.
you. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to say, and I always say this all the time on my channel. Love making should be at the helm. We already know God is in the forefront. We already know God is at the top. But love making should be at the helm so that things will trickle down easy during your marriage. I think we forget that because you need that sexual healing between each other. We miss that part. You know what I'm saying? And we miss that intimacy with each other. That's why I always tell y'all continue to serve. Continue to serve. That helps your marriage. Some people they don't believe me. I ain't supposed to serve him. You know, I ain't his mama. You his mama. You his mama. He your daddy. Y'all gonna serve each other. That's needed in a marriage. If anybody tell me that that's not needed, they lying.
Right.
They lying. That is needed in a marriage. Love making should not be scheduled. This when you let the devil in. When the when the love making is scheduled, that's when you let the devil in. That's the problem. That's the problem. And we miss that. We miss that. This is how marriages get destroyed because you're welcome in foolery. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we don't compliment one another. I tell my husband all the time, baby, you look good with that salt and pepper. And he look at me, he said, girl, don't start no trauma. Don't start nothing. I gotta go to work. I tell him, I said, I'm just telling you, baby, you look good, you smell good and everything. He tell me, listen, girl. It's about to, it's a I'm listen, and I start laughing. It's nothing wrong with telling him that. There's nothing wrong with being kind to him. First of all, the weight of the world is on your husband's shoulders each and every day. There's nothing wrong with that. Me and my husband, while y'all was talking, we were taking a store run real quick. And I told him, I said, listen, sir, if I'm taking you here, I want something in exchange. That's what I told him. He said, what you want? I said, you know what I want. Let's have that problem tonight. He told him, baby, you ain't got to ask me twice. You ain't got to ask me twice. See, it's good when you understand the assignment. You ain't got to ask me twice. You see what I'm saying? You got to have that connection. And I like what Trey said earlier. He said he got a friend that him and the wife and her husband talk to each other fresh sometimes. That's a good thing too. You got to keep that marriage spicy. Let him know like it could go down. Talk mess to him while he at work. Tell him, say, listen, this could go down when you get home. And he gonna tell you, baby, you don't want this problem. You know how many times I had talked to my husband on the phone? He on his way driving. He on the phone in the car. And I tell him, brother, you don't want this problem. He said, listen, don't talk shit. Don't talk shit. Because when I get home, don't talk shit. And I said, listen, I'm ready for all types of smoke. Okay? I'm ready for all types of smoke. You're going to tell me you want to do some strange things for a piece of chicken. I said, baby, listen. You already know. Just hit my Cash App. You already know.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Let me stop.
Awesome.
Take heed, you nasty.
I know, right?
That's good. That's good. That's good. I love what the Wife Tool podcast has to say. Your problem is you're dating to marry, and you should marry to date. Awesome. Awesome. And we spoke on sexual intimacy. But what about mental intimacy and developing that connection and strengthening the connection? Because we're together, we grow, we change. Sometimes we take us to a few steps back, The journey that we take is separate, but we're doing it together, if that makes any sense. What can we do? What can we do to encourage each other, to support each other? Ladies, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Can I speak on the before I answer the encouraging part? Because you asked the last question about the mental health. What can women do for a man's mental? This is gonna sound harsh, but I mean this from deep down within my soul. I mean
Bring it.
this. Women can shut the fuck up. That's what y'all can do. How about that? And I don't mean that in the literal sense of be quiet. That's not what I mean. I mean there's a lot of issues that shouldn't be issues, and that your man's probably gonna handle it. I can't tell you how many times in a relationship when she starts, and I'm like, I got it. Like I got it. I don't even know why this is an issue. I got it because you feel uncomfortable, or maybe I haven't done a good enough job to let you know I got it, but it's covered. Sometimes silence is a good thing.
True.
And especially for a man who craves peace. I'm a peaceful type. I crave peace. I like quiet. One of the things I love doing first thing in the morning, like I'm doing right now, sitting on my balcony. I get up in the morning, I come out in the back with my cup of tea. I listen to the birds. Okay, it's peaceful. Okay, there's only one female allowed to cause havoc and chaos in this house, and she's 5 years old. That's it. If your name ain't Blake, you can't cause chaos here. So the idea of women just picking your battles. I think that men are receptive to women when they say, hey, look, this is an issue for me. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. But if everything is an issue, that's a problem. And men don't want to deal with that. And that affects our mental space. And for some guys, I had a really bad case of I would stonewall you. I would just not talk to you. I go on about my business, and I wouldn't talk to you until I came home. It'd be hours. I realize now that that's not healthy and that's not good in a relationship. But that was my reaction. I'm not dealing with all of that. I'll deal with you when I get home in 12 hours when I get off work. So just be quiet. Pick your battles. Choose wisely. That's one thing. From an emotional side, I take it. I think you were on the panel when I talked about this. I have my homeboys. They're all married, like I told you guys. And I would listen to how their wives talk about them. And their wives would say all these great things about them. And I had to look and go, we talking about the same dudes? But they would pump them up. They would talk such great things. They would speaking life into them, as they would call it, right? They would say all these great things about their husband. I think that women have a responsibility to pump up a man's ego. I think you have a responsibility. I think you have a responsibility to make that man feel like he's Superman. He's faster than a speeding bullet and stronger than a locomotive. That's your job. Is to make him feel like he can do it all so that he can go out and give it the best that he can. I think that's a part of the encouragement. I've seen women tear men down with just a look. She didn't even say anything. She just looked at him. And it was a look of non-support. And it tore him down. It's like, damn, my own lady don't even believe in me. Right? So I think you have a responsibility to encourage a man. A lot of us, we got big dreams. If you really sit down and talk to your man, we got dreams the size of Africa. They're huge.
So true.
And the right woman can help us kind of push us that you can obtain those things. But she also can tear you down too and make you feel like you can't get that way. So the encouragement is important. And the words that come out of her mouth, listen, y'all tongues are sharp. Y'all say some things, and I'd be like, man, I'm surprised her head is still on her shoulders. Because I've seen women say something, I'm like, I cannot believe she just said that. So be careful when you pick your battles, and be careful what you say, because you do have a power to push a man in either direction, and you want to push him towards the positive and the encouraging side.
Now they just fart on you under the covers and shit. That's it.
Oh God.
Okay. But thank you. That was wonderful. And I've heard that in my own relationship many times, as far as the encouragement and whatnot, and being there to support your spouse. Now you mentioned talking and being quiet. And are you referring solely to nagging, or are you including general conversation, friendly conversation?
No, I'm talking solely nagging.
Okay.
I don't think we don't want mutes. I don't think a man wants a mute. I honestly think, Alicia, a lot of men, especially black men, we love our sisters because y'all can talk and y'all have some sauce and y'all have some flavor. So it's not that we don't want to talk to y'all, but we don't want the nagging and the crying and the complaining and the whining and everything. In the morning, I'm talking
Lord.
8, 9 o'clock in the morning. We see women. We see women. She's on the phone and she's yapping and cursing. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Who could you possibly be having drama and beef with at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Lord.
Wake up
Ooh.
at breakfast.
Okay, look, I want to share this. I think this will help a lot of people. When you're in a relationship, your whole focus should be on the other person. The moment you start thinking about what you're not getting, now that's their job to think about what you need. Now you become so self-centered. I'll give you a perfect example. My ex-wife and I, our birthdays were 4 days apart. I pulled out all the stops for her birthday, and when my birthday showed up, she went to sleep.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, now if I did my 1000% and you didn't even do your 10, this is not a relationship I want. It's not even a functioning relationship. It's you're just living in the same room with somebody that's doing nothing but sucking the life out of you.
You got a roommate.
They're not putting anything back into you. That's why I say a woman that won't lead is not wifey material. I don't give a damn what they look like.
You know
If
what I
they
heard?
will not follow
Man.
you, they are not wifey material. They're just a plaything. And you know what? At my age, I don't even play with toys anymore. Them damn toys have been left on the playground and everybody done played with them things. They're covered in germs. They got bugs walking in. I don't want them damn things. What the hell would I want to go shopping on a playground for with all them used ass toys laying on the ground? I don't want them stinky things. Sorry, but anyway, no, getting back, when you're in a relationship with somebody, it is your 100% job to meet their needs. At the moment that doesn't happen from both parties, you no longer have a functioning relationship. If he has to ask you to give him something, first of all, you suck because you're so self-centered, you're not even paying attention to the man you walk down the aisle with or put a ring on. You're a liar. And a bad one at that, because the whole world can see it. Now you're trying to tell everybody you're in a good relationship and they can see you don't give a damn. Why is your man so unhappy? Why is your woman so miserable? You don't give a damn. Where's his smile? Where's your smile at? If he's not smiling or she's not happy, you suck. Let's just break it down. You suck.
The rapper Nipsey Hussle once said, "Study your woman so that you can give her everything she needs before she asks." I think that's a two-way street. I think that works both ways. To Corey's point, there's a two-way street. It works both ways. I think a lot of times we look at women right now, and I'll give you guys an example. Towards the end of my last relationship, I'll never forget, we were sitting in the man cave, and we decided to do like a little compatibility test. Create 10 questions of things that I should know. And you create 10 questions of things that you should know. I got 8 out of 10. She got 2 out of 10. So for the last 3 years that we had been together, she had not been paying attention to me. I'm talking about simple stuff, Takey. We're talking about who's my favorite basketball player. You should know that. Especially considering that the man had just died in a helicopter crash. And I was a little bit down about it. Like, dang, that's kind of messed up. You should know these things. So Corey is absolutely spot on in saying you should be studying the person that you're with so that you know how to give them the things that they need within reason, obviously, but to give them the things that they need within what you can actually handle.
So I
Man,
want
you
to
can
answer the
be
question if I can, and then I'm gonna go. 'Cause my
okay.
husband is
I wanted to
upstairs.
add before you go. I didn't want to cut off old boy,
Uh-huh.
the older cat that was talking earlier. But you can be Tony Stark, Bruce Wayne, Bruce Banner, all in one dude, and that ain't enough.
That's only because that man is who she wanted to be with.
And none of them people are real.
Queen bee breakfast. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's a saying that women walk by Clark Kent every day looking for Superman.
It's true. It's true.
Listen.
And not even knowing that Clark Kent is the real king. They
First round
always
draft
say
pick.
that.
That part.
The
I'm
fact that
glad
they
I
can,
got mine.
the fact that they can walk by him and not notice, they're doing him a favor because they're trash.
Ooh, Corey, what's going on? He throwing them gems hard.
Well, you want me to
Not
be
worthy
nice?
of them.
Do you want the truth? I mean,
I want the truth.
truth.
Right?
the truth tonight. They
The
did him a
truth.
favor by being blind and stupid and dumb. They can't see what a real man is. They don't deserve him. They did him a favor. They did him a favor.
So I want to jump in real quick, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all ladies, y'all doing an amazing job.
Thank
And
you.
everything. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all doing a good job. I wanted to chime in and say this. Besides me doing all this freaky stuff that I tell you I do with my husband, and I know it's fresh. My husband be telling me you gotta stop saying all that on social media. And I tell my husband it's hard because
messed up.
I'm fresh a little bit, so it's hard, But anyway, I also encourage my husband. I also praise my husband. I don't know if y'all noticed that when I'm on my social media platform.
All the time.
But I praise him because my husband is my king in my mind and in my heart. And he's just my everything. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody comes before him. You know what I'm saying? But Yahweh know he at the helm. Okay. Yahweh already know. But I love my husband. And another thing that I do, and I encourage married women to do too, get you a song in your mind that when you see your husband. Get you a song in your mind. One of my songs that always play in my mind when I see my husband is He Is. He is. I don't know if
I
y'all know
love that.
Oh, that's
Heather Headley?
I
that.
love
Yes,
that.
definitely. Yep.
yes. That's
I love
my
that. That's an awesome
song.
idea.
Yes.
And when I play that for my king, and he looked at me, he said, "Baby, come here." And I just sit in his lap, and he said, "You always." I said, "This is what I see in you, my king. This is what I see in you. You are my everything." You know what I'm saying? And I always encourage my husband, no matter what we going through, financial hardship, anything we go through. I always encourage him and I tell him, baby, it's gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get better. I even tell him when we going through stuff, I always tell him, God sees you. You know, God sees you. We always miss that part. Because the weight of the world is on his shoulders. He needs somebody to tell him that it's going to get better. And another thing too, I always encourage wives to do when he comes home and he got a hard day at work, he done had a hard day, and he tell you that the supervisor has said some shit to him, and he said the supervisor ain't shit. You supposed to co-sign that shit. You supposed to say the supervisor. That's right. The supervisor ain't shit. Okay, he ain't shit. Damn it. You supposed to co-sign it with him. Okay, and when he tell you I could whoop the supervisor ass, you know he can whoop the supervisor ass. You co-sign this shit. Now wait a minute. Now listen, I didn't say make sure he do it. Now at night when y'all laying in the bed, you tell him, honey, because now you talking to him now, because he calm now. When he laying in the bed, you tell him, honey, I know you can whoop the supervisor ass, but you know we need this job. And then he gonna tell you, baby, I know. He gonna calm down. He gonna touch you. He gonna say, I know. Okay? Don't correct him in mid-sentence while he going off about that job. Just let him calm down first. But you co-sign the shit. Everything he say, you co-sign. You and him are one. Y'all be forgetting that shit all the time. And then you want to go and try to be his mama. You don't be his mama. He needs you to be his wife. Okay? Somebody say some shit to him, you co-sign the shit. Damn motherfucker, that's right, damn motherfucker. Okay? Call him a motherfucker real loud. Co-sign it. Okay? And
Lord.
also another thing too, encourage him. Encourage him. Tell him that he's amazing. I always tell my husband, you look good, baby. You look good. You look good. Okay? I always tell him, especially when he put on his suit and everything. Okay? Put on that suit. And you know what's my favorite outfit? When he put on that USPS uniform. Shout out. Shout out to the U.S. Postal Service.
Yes.
I pay this mortgage up in this motherfucker. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? Shout out to the U.S. Postal Service.
Yes.
Because I'm quick to tell my husband, you look good in that uniform, honey. You look good. He always tell me, girl, get out of here. I tell him you look good, baby. Okay? And don't hesitate to hug your husband. Don't hesitate to hug him. The world done beat him up already. He done came home from work. Hug him. Lay them breasts on him. Hug him. Kiss him and everything. Okay?
Meet him at the door.
Yes, honey. And I'm gonna share something with you. After the shower, I encourage rub downs. Okay. Now it's gonna go left. Be advised, it's gonna go left. Okay? Be advised, get ready. It's gonna go
You're
left.
gonna have to jump back in the shower.
Okay, yes. Yes, but give the rub. Okay, he needs that. Okay?
Don't let me get started now. Don't let me
Listen.
try to get started now.
Listen, be friendly with the pussy. Okay? Be friendly. Okay.
You got to understand what Del Monte green beans mean.
Listen. Listen.
I'm lost.
Listen, I just want to tell y'all that, and I want to tell y'all have an amazing rest of the show. I gotta go. My husband's upstairs waiting for me to rub him down, so I gotta go. Okay.
Thank you,
Love
Takey.
y'all. Good
Thank
night,
you.
okay?
Love you. Love you.
Love
Love you. Bye.
You know, for the guys out there, if you want to just like get your wife off the damn computer or out of her phone, walk up behind her when she's sitting in a chair that's got an open back and just drop your eggplant on her shoulder. Just drop
Right on the
it on
shoulder,
her
yeah.
shoulder. She'll be like, "What in the?" I guarantee you, she won't be thinking about nothing but you.
I tell the guys all the time.
Right on the shoulder.
Be more primal. Just walk over, pick her up, throw her over your caveman her. Pick her up.
That is very attractive. That is very attractive.
Take her
So y'all like
upstairs
getting folded up into pretzels and shit.
Okay, almost
extra salt.
They like getting folded. They like getting folded into pretzels and shit. Come off the top rope on her.
And don't say nothing. You ain't gotta talk to her.
Yeah.
Just keep it primal. Pick her up, carry her upstairs, rip her clothes. Don't say a word. She know what time it is. Look at Miss O.
She hear me talking and can't help but laugh. I know that. Look at you. You guys, you sitting there straight cheesing because you want to get folded into a pretzel.
I'm glad I have a husband.
Yo.
I agree.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
Folding. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That also is a part of the spiciness. I think women want to feel that you're a man. They want to feel it. They want to feel that when she's rubbing on your arms or your shoulders, she wants to feel, okay, I have a man here. Well, I got, I know guys and I'm like, man, you need to get in the gym, brother. You skinny, you slim. Like I know your girl, she's rubbing on bones and flesh. Like I'm sure she want to feel some muscles eventually. We got to get it together. There's this idea that women don't find, it's not about the physical for them. It's not through their eyes. There's been several videos that have debunked this. Women look at men and see physical nature too.
Absolutely. The broad shoulders and the arms. What's my favorite?
I'm always in the grocery store thinking somebody's staring at me and shit.
What was that? You go to the grocery store? What was that?
And you feel somebody looking at you.
Oh.
He got predators on him.
You turn around, it'd be something you don't even see what's going on. They hurry up and look away.
So gentlemen, I ask, and I'm piggybacking off of Miss Take Heeds. She mentioned when the husband comes home and he's had a bad day, boss being a jerk, and he's venting and whatnot, and her response to her husband. Now, what if you know your husband and you know your husband is wrong? You know your husband is wrong. Should you still just wait until he calms down? And is this a normal thing? You know, your husband complaining a lot, nagging. How should a woman respond?
I think you up shit's creek without a paddle if you got a man who's complaining.
Okay.
I don't know how you fix that. I've had bad days. Y'all know I was in law enforcement. I've had really bad days, and I'm not one to want to vent and talk. My girl knew I was gonna go to the gym, and a lot of the time she was on the other side holding that bag while I was punching it. She knew that was her place, is just to hold the bag while I got this all off my chest. I felt like talking. We talked. I think the best thing for a woman to do is, if you study your man, you'll know what's best for him. And if he wants to vent, then you sit and you listen. And I do think that you wait until he calms down a little bit to actually say, okay, maybe you could have done this better. This is where your femininity comes in, because you can actually say things to him that most women can't say, or anybody can say to him. But you have that position in his life that you can say, well, babe, probably could have done this a little bit better. You probably didn't have to say that. What if you said this, that probably triggered this response. There's a lot of things that you can say to him to get him to go, you know what, you're probably right. You're probably right. But I would wait until he calmed down. If he wants to vent, just let him vent, let him get it out. And then you can always, and I say this all the time, you can always circle back. You can always come back to it later.
All right. Thank boss man. Women don't like a complaining man. Yeah, I agree big time. My thing is, if you aren't going to fix the problem, whatever the problem is, if you aren't going to fix it, if you aren't going to make a change, why are you complaining about it? That's my outlook on life as well. It's taken me a while to get there, but I mean, I think that's part of adulting. Why are you complaining about something you're not going to change? That's essentially what nagging is.
Yeah, sis.
It's not attractive on either end. It's not attractive.
But sis, a lot of times too, especially if it's your husband and he comes in the door, his home is his safe haven. He don't have nobody else to vent to but you. So he have to get it out. And men always hold things in, and it's best for him to have that outlet when you get home. And it may feel like to us that it never felt that way to me, but in general, it feel like to us that he's nagging, but you are his wife, you are also his friend. It's best for him to come to you and talk to you about what's going on than for him to be, have somebody else, another female, and she lend the ear.
Holding in.
That's right, Mrs. O, because the work wife is always listening.
All the time.
And she'll go get you a cup of coffee or a sandwich. She gonna listen.
Mm-hmm.
Better listen to your man.
Yeah, especially us, boy. Black men, shoot, we got, man, everybody hate us.
Right.
You come inside, then somebody else want to argue with you. Everybody hate us. We ain't did nothing to nobody.
Right.
I like that you said that, Mrs. O, because I worked with a lot of guys that sat in the driveway and didn't want to go in the house.
Mm.
You know what I mean? A lot of guys that sat in the driveway, and you're right. The house is supposed to be a safe. You're supposed to be wanting to go home.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
I've had enough of this crap that I've had to deal with out here in the real world. Let me get to my home, because my home is the best place for me to not have to deal with this stuff. And I feel bad for the men that they don't even have that place to go. And they're sitting out in the driveway, which is insane. I can imagine sitting out in the driveway an hour before you have to go in the house, because you have to mentally prepare yourself to deal with the BS that's inside the home after you've been dealing with BS outside the home all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be your peace, your castle.
Once again, don't get married.
It's not that bad, green beans. Don't get married. You probably find okay.
Fred, Shit, they got my deadlift pick them up behind the knees and work out. And my back strong as a damn bull. Okay. All right, Fred G.
I think it's
And
important to know what your man likes though. Like I said, for me, it's working out. So if I came to you and said, "Babe, I had a rough day today. You want to come to the gym with me?" That should tell you in your head. The wheels should start spinning. Like, yeah, okay. He wants me to be around. Because probably gonna want. I'll probably talk to you while I'm working out. You know what this motherfucker did at work while we're working out? You know what I mean? While we're lifting weights or while we're walking on the treadmill, whatever it is that we're doing. That's probably my way of doing it. So if you study your man, you'll know. You'll know when he says certain things to you. Okay, yeah, he just want me to listen. I'm gonna listen, but he don't want to do it at the house. Maybe want to go for a walk, go walk the dogs. Maybe you take the dogs on a hike or something. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, every couple is different. But I think we have a lot of issues now where guys are looking at women and going, "You ain't gonna pay me no motherfucking attention in this marriage." I can see that. And why would I want to jump into that? You ain't paying me no attention now. We're not even married.
And that's a major breakdown in a lot of marriages too, and a lot of women don't know that, because just like you want the attention, your husband wants the attention. If he's not getting the attention from you, sooner or later he gonna entertain the attention that's outside those doors.
And then you gonna have the nerve to blame him.
or he is gonna be miserable. And there's only so much of that a person can take.
All right.
There's only so much they can take.
That is crazy.
I think it's important that we know our partners, know what level of validation that they need. Some of us need a lot more than others. But be aware of that. Be aware of that. And however, how can I say, inconvenient it may be, because you may have your own struggles that you're going through. As the gentleman said earlier, put your partner first and everything else falls into place.
And on the women's side, when it comes to us, the respect, the reverence, feed your husband's ego, give him sex, stop holding it back. You know, you was freakily in the world out there before you even got married to that man, and probably was doing that when you got with that husband before you even tied the knot or whatnot. And then all of a sudden you just like, okay, psych, and just take it away from them. And sometimes that's what men marry you for, because they want the sex from you as well. You a bonus. You actually a bonus woman when they marry you, because they look for all the aspects: the sex, the way you treat them, your mindset, your spirit. It all comes into play. A lot of times women think because these men marry them, oh, it's just because of your box. It's not just because of your box, but once they get with you and you take that away, you just did a chameleon ease on them. You just flipped the script on them. Like, you got the ring, that's all you wanted, and you just changed overnight on them.
Boss man, you have to devote time for attention, even if you aren't interested in the topic. That goes both ways. That's why I asked the question. What was that?
No, I'm saying that's super fact. You know how many times I had to watch Real Housewives or something because she wanted to hang out and I didn't care to watch it. I didn't care to watch it. Or Married to Medicine. I didn't care. I don't want to watch none of this. But she wanted to spend time together. Or football, basketball. Yep.
I
like isn't that a part of that compromise and sacrifice that you signed up for?
Yep. That's both part. That's why I asked earlier, Trey, about
they always want to talk to you when there's football on.
Whether it's an issue with nagging or general conversation.
Nah, I need general conversation. I don't like mute women. Mute women are annoying to me. If you don't have a thought in your head, I'm just going to assume that you're a stupid woman, and stupid women are unattractive. So I like for a woman that has thoughts and can express her thoughts and articulate them. I want you to talk, But again, there's a difference between talking and complaining, whining, and nagging. There's a huge difference between the two. But if you call me to say,
And
did you see?
rambling.
Did you see Trump just got convicted on 34 counts? Yes, baby. Let's have a conversation. Okay, we can talk, right? But if you call me and say, I thought you was gonna take the trash out this morning. Oh, here we go.
Just wait till he get home to take it out. Don't call him, especially at work. Now that's another thing too.
Why can't the woman take the trash out herself?
Wait a minute. That's
I'm taking the I'll
Rambling.
take the trash out. I'm
right.
gonna call him to complain about taking out the trash. What's wrong with my hands and my feet?
Now, sis, now, I used to hear this all the time when it comes to a lot of men, and I seen it when I was at work. They wives or they girlfriends, whatever, be blowing their phone up while they at work. Let that man work. He gotta. Sometimes a man's job is escape from home. You already nagging him at home, and then when he get to work, you nagging him. Yeah, you're not giving him no. You putting him in the corner. And where he gonna go if you put him in a corner? That stuff is crazy.
Rambling. Talking about a bunch of nothing and ain't getting to the point.
Rambling.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, Del Monte, that's a good point. Because I used to say this all the time. There's a difference in how you talk to your girls and how you talk to your man. How y'all just be bumping gums and yip yapping and don't really be talking about nothing. For men, we don't operate that way. We like, is she gonna get to the point? Does this story have a conclusion? I mean, what's going on here? There's a difference.
You got to use the Patrice O'Neal tactic. All right, tell me the end of the story and then explain it if I want to hear it. You got to do that part. And then we'll talk around the story. Ain't even started the motherfucking story. Then I got to sit there and listen to that shit. Like, come on, shorty. Spit the shit out.
Hey, Alicia, Milani said something I think is another big one. Wear more skirts.
Yes.
I'm so sick and tired of seeing women with these leggings on, or they got,
man.
If you don't let them legs out and let them legs breathe, we want to see legs.
God damn, bro.
And that's good for our health. We need airflow. That's good for our health.
That shit is crazy.
Milani
and easy access.
Milani
hello.
My take on the dresses and the skirts, because that's all I wear. When you wear dresses and skirts, that's the most modest thing you can wear. They out here looking like they working at Magic City, and they don't go to the grocery store. It's no pole at the grocery store. Put some clothes on.
Coochie smell like toe jam.
Ooh.
That's disgusting.
Motherfucker.
Oh God.
Y'all don't want me to get started. I had y'all ass in here rolling, laughing.
Mental health, physical health.
That's all that seafood.
Man, let that thing get some air, man. Let that thing breathe.
We need that airflow. We need that airflow,
I just came from a store and I told this girl, I'm like, yo, why are y'all wearing these leggings all the time, man? At least leave something to the imagination. Like, damn, your shit, you look like you built like a pogo stick. Like, what the hell?
Competing with other women.
Every dimple.
They doing it. Yeah, they saying they doing it for men. But you actually, a lot of men don't know they doing that to compete with the other woman. It always been a competition when it came to women. Women have more competition going on with each other instead of having that competition to win them a husband.
Ask your man what style does he like you in, and then that'll help out a little bit too. What do you like to see me in? This is the one thing I say about women overseas. Women overseas want to impress you. They'll ask you, "What do you want me to wear? You want me to wear this dress?
I love.
You want me to wear this dress? What do you want me to wear?" Because they want you to like them.
Right.
Remember, I told you guys all the time. I tell guys all the time, like, when you meet a woman and you get ready to take her, ask her, "Did you wear that for me?" If the answer is no, get rid of her. She's selfish. Because she should be trying to impress you. I don't shave this bald head and groom and take showers and you know what I mean, get your car cleaned and all that. You don't do all that for me. Then this ain't for me. It's for you.
You know what? It's another aspect too in it, since we on that subject. When they talk about the women with the hygiene. Okay, ladies, use some like take heed. We had a conversation before. Use you some vinegar and some water, girl. It is not a self-cleaning organ. It's really not. You're supposed to take care of that and clean up in there too. Because if you wearing pants all day, come on. That's you know what wearing pants is the main reason a lot of women are having yeast infections.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's the combination of that, the lack of airflow,
Well, clean.
congesting things that are high in sugar, which
Mhm,
is in everything nowadays.
mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what yeast needs to live. It needs that sugar. Dark, damp places.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to use that snapback.
That vinegar and that water.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Right. And not
Yes.
the ready-made ones they be selling at the store. You better get that red bag. They still sell it. It's on Amazon.
Mm.
The joint that be hanging in the bathroom since the 80s.
Yes.
Mm.
Every woman should have one.
Mm. Aye, aye, aye.
But
Exercise,
aren't these
ladies.
all things that mama and grandmama were supposed to teach?
Yep. And you know what? It's some that what I found out, even though some women get that training, and I would say some of them will get that training, they still get out there and still be like, well, I was taught this, but I'm not gonna do it because I actually seen it. My grandmother was my grandmother was teaching a lot of the women, especially her. She had a lot of daughters and her granddaughters. But you can teach a lot of young women how to groom themselves, how to take care of themselves. But a lot of times they're not even gonna do it. It's like because they hear the rhetoric of, oh, it's a self-cleaning organ.
I
No,
mean, that
clean.
needs to be enforced. I mean, forced from the time they are small. I had we lived in the only showers we had two bathrooms, the full bath and the half bath. So the half bath was my husband. That was his private area. But the
Mhm.
full bath, my baby, not only did we talk about things, she had a little diagram on the wall. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. My husband was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Well, she needs to learn.
Right.
Get down there, look at yourself, get a mirror, do whatever you have to do. Whatever you have to do.
Mhm.
Everything's available online now."
They even have it where you can get YouTube. You watch on YouTube videos how to clean, how to cook, how to take care of yourself down there, what products to use, and they still not doing it. Sis, I already know you ran across this a lot of times too. It's nothing like being next to a woman and you can smell her. You know we can
Toe
smell.
Jam Nation.
You know we can smell ourselves before anybody else smell it. Come on, girl, you smelling yourself, and you just oh god, it smell like garbage, crunk juice.
Garbage. Garbage. Rotten fish in a garbage can.
Sewage water. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not
So,
good.
ladies, reduce that sugar content. Wear skirts and dresses so you get the airflow. Keep it clean. Exercise so any built up toxins, because they're everywhere, that are in our body can be sweated out.
Mhm.
Love yourself.
Drink water.
Plenty of water.
My goodness, I can't tell you how many women we getting ready to go. I'm on the East Coast. We're getting ready to hit the 90s next week, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I see so many women. They do not have water. They don't drink water,
Mm.
and the doctors are saying, listen, the best calculation to how much water you should drink daily is half your body weight in
Yep.
ounces. So I know that's at least 2 to 3 bottles for a lot of women,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm just doing some simple math here. The average weight of a woman is about 180. Half of that would be 90. Most of the bottles come in 33 fluid ounces. That's 3 bottles. It's just me doing math. And I can see women don't drink water. Well, water is good for everybody. Everybody should be drinking water. And when I see women that got bad skin and this and that, I'm like, I already
I was
know.
gonna touch on
I
that.
already know. I already know you. I already know you
Mhm.
don't drink water. And for guys like me who like to go to the gym and all that, I pay attention to your diet. I'm watching what you eat. What are you consuming? Because the way I look at it is, if we ever have kids, you got to feed my kids. And if you can't take care of yourself, what you gonna do to my kids? It's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was just talking about that earlier. I used to have some terrible skin, which is why I wore makeup just to cover it up. And that made it worse. But it was just poor, poor lifestyle. I'm not drinking enough water, drinking too much alcohol, bad
Or
diet.
pop. They drink a lot of pop and that yeah, especially
Mhm.
pop. They replace water with the pop and everything else. I don't understand that one either, but that's crazy.
I can't drink that stuff now because especially being in this space, I don't want to. I don't be up here with pimples all over my face. My skin is so sensitive.
And the makeup's not gonna hide it. We can see. We can see it. I can see the blemishes on your skin through the
Hmm.
makeup. And at some point in time, here's the thing: you're going to have to reveal your true self. At some point in time, you're going to have to do it, which means I'm going to see that you aren't taking care of yourself. I get compliments all the time. Why? I'm going up through high school, Alicia and Mrs. O. I never had hardly ever had a pimple. Right? If
Mm.
I have a pimple, I already know. Ooh, I'm off my bad because I know my body will tell me. Your body is trying to screaming at you, telling you, "Hey, something's not right here." And
Mhm.
typically, it has to do with your diet. A lot of the
Yep.
problems can be fixed with what you eat. But when we see women who are talking about they want to date this type of man and that type of man, I'm looking at them. I'm like, sweet, that man go to the gym. You know what I mean? That man exercises. That man eats a disciplined diet. Yeah, I don't think you ready for that type of dude.
No, but they think they deserve it though. They have preferences and they believe they deserve it.
And
So,
you
and
can imagine what that's doing to the child they're pregnant with. All the hormones and junk
Mhm,
they're ingesting.
mhm. Especially when they carrying the baby too, like when it's time to give birth to your children. A lot of them that's overweight, they end up having C sections because they so big they can't even push the baby out naturally.
Mm.
And C
Mm.
sections are very dangerous. You can actually die from a C section. The most I didn't make it to where we supposed to get cut open to have our children. We supposed to have them naturally.
I feel like he already figured it. Feel like he set forth a course for women to have children. And I don't think it involved surgery
Mm.
at all.
But you know what? Everything that he made right is upside down. If you
Come
look
on,
at it,
ain't that the
everything.
truth? Because if I see
Mm.
another BBL, I'm gonna lose my.
Oh,
Oh, them things. I mean, they look like ants. I'm like, oh my God, your legs don't even match. I just seen one. She looked like hers was weighed at least about 150 pounds, and her legs looked like sticks. I couldn't even believe it. There's some guys going around in the gym. I seen it on YouTube. I forgot where I seen it at on somebody's channel, and they was recording all the women coming up in there in the gym with those things. He couldn't even believe it. He was putting them on blast.
they get the BBLs and then they go to the gym.
Yeah, make it look like they got the body from the gym, or
Yeah, they
some.
do it back. They do
Oh,
it backwards. Yep.
Yep. And sometime, like when me and my husband was going to the gym, they'd get up in there. They're not even working out. They walking around trying to see who they can snag, and they taking pictures and stuff.
wow,
First thing I was like, "Don't go out, call yourself going up there bending over in front of my man. It's gonna be trouble."
wow.
Yeah, they treacherous. They very treacherous.
We got to start with the kids, y'all. We got to start with the kids.
Oh yeah,
We got to start with the kids.
these babies.
Make sure they're as healthy as possible.
Alicia, we're too late. We know. I know teenagers getting those jobs. We're too late.
And
And boob jobs.
yep. I heard of one
That's
that
their high school graduation present.
yep,
Is Dad, I want new boobs.
yep. And they get it at 17, 18 years old. I heard somebody got it at like 16. I seen it on one of the medical channels. And she regretted now. I'm like, because you didn't even give your body enough time to develop. And then it'd be hard for you when you get married and have children. You won't be able to
How
breastfeed.
does that work? Yeah, how does that work? If you have implants, how do you nurse your child?
They don't nurse them. They don't nurse them. It's a lot that don't even have that have regular breasts. They don't even want to feed. That's natural to breastfeed your children. They rather stick some chemical Similac or something in these babies' bodies, and you wonder why these babies have all these issues.
I asked my mom. I asked my mom a while ago. I asked her if I was nursed, and she said, "Ew, no." I said, "Oh wow,
Wow.
oh wow."
So you'd be amazed. They had a study saying that at least 70% of women do not breastfeed their children.
Mm-mm.
And that's
That's
why
one of the
stupid.
biggest challenges. One of the biggest challenges I've had in my life,
Mhm.
nursing my daughter. There's the mastitis, the pain, and I went through natural labor and delivery. Nothing compares to stabbing, burning nipples. Nothing. But I went through it for a year. It got better. I got better after a couple months. But I went through it because it was the best for her. And she is healthy. She's strong. She's 13. She got a little bit of sense. I would not change it for the world. It was hell. It really was.
Yes,
But
it
we gotta
was.
look at the end goal. We gotta look at the end goal. Not ill. That's so selfish.
Yeah, they do not do it. I didn't talk to a lot of young women about um doing the breastfeeding. They was like, no, because I can't do it. But if you look at a hindsight, breast milk is free. Those formulas, you coming out of thousands of
Listen,
dollars.
listen.
Formula.
I have to say this about my ex. I heard him on the phone. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. We stopped. The freezer stopped. I got about 45 ounces in here. She making some more right now. She's pumping. Yeah, we good. We good. Cause his first baby, he had to buy the formula for, and he shared with me how expensive that was.
It is. It is. Now it's like for one can, sis, it's like almost $50 at a powder.
The little canisters
Yeah.
are
Back
crazy.
back then I had my kids like 93, 94, 96, and 98. Back then they was $20. I said I wasn't paying no $20 for I didn't even do the
How
diapers.
long does that last?
It don't even last long. And then even with the diapers was expensive. Out girl, I was diapers. They was getting
Mrs. O, I literally just looked it up. A 30-ounce can of Similac is $58.
Mm. How are we going to get ahead with that?
That's why they jump to some of them will go to WIC and get them, try to get into that program or whatever, whatnot. That's the only way they can afford it.
Poison physically and financially.
But you know what? They closed that plant, sis. They closed that plant down a while ago. The Similac plant said that it was some kind of chemicals going around and it was causing it was cancer causing. So they closed it down. They opened back up now. It was all on the news. You heard what was going on with that place, and you still continue buying and giving your baby that poison. That's laziness. Actually,
Lazy.
That's neglect. You neglecting. That's child abuse. Because you feeding your baby's poison.
And here's the other thing.
Diaper sauce, man.
A lot of y'all women don't know your breast milk is actually big business. You can actually make a pretty good dollar off that.
That is called liquid gold, Trey.
Yep.
It's like $25 for an ounce.
Yep.
And I know bodybuilders that will pay a lot of money for some breast milk.
Yep. Fetish too. Yep. I was definitely going because I excess. I was definitely going to do that if I had a second child.
Mm-hmm.
Call me a cow. I'm gonna sit right up here and just pump it out. We're getting paid. Getting paid. Wow.
Yeah,
And you know, there's a lot of women who donated as well because it's the healthiest for us. I mean, it's made for us. It's made exactly for us.
Somebody say COVID ran up the prices.
No, I can believe that.
Breast milk?
I can believe that.
No, of everything actually. We know you do that shopping for these kids and for your family. Next thing I was looking, I was like, it's like you spent $100 and it seemed like you only spent 20.
I'm trying to grow some food in this little spot that I have in the backyard. I tried last year, it didn't work out. So this past year I've been focusing on building up the soil and just trying to get the soil as healthy as I can with composting and whatnot. So when we planted this year, well, my daughter did that. Yeah, she did all of it. Yeah, she planted this year. She said there were lots of bugs and worms and whatnot, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
That's a great sign. That's healthy.
Yeah.
And she learned
last year. Yes. And I can't wait. I can't wait till it grows and to see her face. Because she's been monitoring mostly. I've been busy. But to see her face.
Yeah, my dream, the plan is to move to a homestead, start my own homestead.
What?
I want chickens and geese, ducks.
I won't.
Goat.
I don't want any animals. I don't want any animals.
I want animals.
I may rescue some, but not.
I need something to do every morning. Otherwise, I'll just be sitting on a big piece of land. So at least if I can get up and go feed the chickens and all that, it'll give me something to keep me active. But that's the end goal. I might do a little bit more traveling, but after the traveling, the end goal is to buy a nice big piece of land and get me a riding mower. You know what I mean, and just live.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious about the peace. That's why I said, man, if these women aren't bringing peace, listen. A lot of women are attractive. There's an overabundance of attractive women. Women being attractive isn't the issue anymore. That's not the problem. The problem is that men want to know that you're not going to give them a damn headache. I don't want a headache. And I want to be able to live my life peacefully. I'm about halfway through. I'm 39. I'm about halfway through this thing. I'm not going to let you sabotage the back end of my life with your nonsense. It's not going to happen.
And there are women who want the same. No drama.
Yeah, that's that is crazy. That is nuts. That just bringing drama onto somebody is just. Why would you even want to stress people out? Especially, it's unnecessary.
They can't help it. They can't help it because they're not right. They're not right mentally. Who's that? Milani was saying she's going to move off grid. What? Oh, where did I look? Milani was saying, there we go. Thank you. Milani said, moving off grid to, go ahead now. Do it. Give me some overalls.
You know what? I had fun growing up. I used to go like to Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. My great grandmother owned farmland. We used to love going out there. She showed us how to plant and everything, and we was just having fun going through the sunflower fields and everything, pulling sunflowers down so we get those seeds and roast them. It was a really good experience, especially growing up, especially for little girls. And that's another thing too when it comes to our girls growing up, they don't have that skill. Now, when I was going to school,
the words out of my mouth.
When I was going to school, we had home economics. So they showed us. I already knew how to do the iron and everything else because I always helped my mom with my brothers and my dad's stuff. So they were showing us how to sew. They were showing us how to clean. They were showing us how to iron. They showed us how to set tables and everything. And they took that out of schools. I think like the last time I seen that was like 90, 91. That's when they started taking them out to public schools. So these girls don't even know anything. And then they can't get it from their mothers because some of the time either their mom's working or their mama is in the street.
I had to teach myself those things. I had to teach myself those things. I had to learn how to get this machine and learn how to sew because the clothing for my daughter, it wasn't appropriate. It wasn't appropriate. Everything for the babies is hoochie.
That part.
So I had to make her own dresses, start making my own stuff, making your own washing soap, making your own skincare and things of that nature. Different skills are valuable, especially, you know, what's going on with the S hits the fan. You're going to need these skills. You know, CPR, first aid, things like that. Gardening, you know, being able to grow something so you don't starve.
Right.
Or either barter with your skills.
Right.
You know?
It's gonna be a lot of people suffering because they don't even have that skill to even plant a seed, not one seed. Don't know anything about gardening at all.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm thankful for my mother. My mother and my daughter have their little girls' time, and my mom will take her out back into the garden, and they'll be out there. I don't know what they plant. I don't pay that much attention, but I know my daughter will come in and she'll have dirt all over her from out there being out there gardening with my mother. And my daughter always wants to do it at my house, and I'm like, well, just hang on a second, because this house isn't quite. Well, no, it's not that. It's just my house isn't as equipped for dirty kids as my mother's house is. So I try to keep it. I'm a little bit of a neat freak. So I try to keep a clean house. So I bought her a bunch of like potted, like those big like cedarwood potted boxes, and so they're above ground.
The raised garden beds.
Raised garden beds. Yeah, there you go.
So
awesome. She does her thing in those, but ain't nothing growing though. So I don't know what my mother's exactly teaching her, because ain't nothing growing. But we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, you need compost. You need to get that soil healthy. The soil healthy, just like a woman's womb, it has to be healthy in order to produce something healthy from it. Yeah, that could take some time.
I feel like the people, you know, back in those days, I just feel like they were a little bit more well-rounded. You were living off the land, you probably had to know more about, you know, how the, you know, even knowing when it's going to rain. I can't tell you how many people I see getting caught in the rain. I'm like, do y'all not even pay attention to the
smell
weather?
it? I can smell it.
That's what I say. The same thing. I'm like, I can smell it's going to rain.
Yep.
The people cannot smell it. They can't smell it.
I listen. About a couple of weeks ago, we had a lot of rain here in Maryland, and I can't tell you how many people I was seeing, especially women, walking soaked. So I'm like, you didn't know it was coming, and maybe it's because I ride motorcycles, so I always look at the weather every day. I look at the weather because I want to know if it's a good day I can ride or whatnot, yada yada yada. But I just they had to be so much more prepared for everything that was coming 100 years ago, because they were, you know, or maybe even further back than that, because they were living off the land. So they had to have more skills. Like you said, sewing. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a 20-year-old that knows how to sew. You're gonna be hard pressed to find that. And even when I was in the military, the Air Force, they taught us how to sew. They made us learn how to sew in the Air Force, right? They told us this is a skill you would need. But, you know, walk up to a 22-year-old right now and ask. They did an experiment with two younger guys. They gave them a rotary phone. They didn't know what to do with it.
Oh no!
Like they just, you know, we're not building well-rounded kids. You know what I mean? And it's okay to take them back to the old time and say, look, this is how it used to be, and now this is how it is, so that they're well-rounded, so they know both the past, the present, and they'll be prepared for the future.
What does Kevin Samuel say? Do you have a cookbook? Now I have a lot of recipes, but I never thought to put them in a cookbook. So I got one a while ago.
Because they don't even know how to boil water. It's sad.
What you need a cookbook for, where you can go to your grocer's freezer aisle and get dinner. They don't need a cookbook. They ain't doing nothing. I remember this one time this girl invited me over. She was gonna make lasagna, right? It's a true story. She's gonna make lasagna. And I get there, and she's taking the lasagna out the box and preheating the oven. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, you set me up. You set me up. Diabolical. You set me up. You ain't making no damn lasagna.
Bless her heart. And she had no idea, huh? She had no idea. She thought she was all right.
I ate that lasagna and had my fun with her, and then I moved on.
Oh gosh.
Microwave.
How do people afford that? How do people afford all the fast food, eating out every day, pre-prepared stuff?
I don't think they have a choice, Alicia. I don't think they have a choice but to afford it. I look at my sister, my younger sister, and my sister didn't really learn the things that my mother knew how to cook probably until maybe about 5 years ago. That would have made her 30, about 5 years ago. So when you don't have the big mamas sitting them down and teach them how to snap the peas and all that, you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Those days are gone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, a lot of these women, they legitimately, they were more focused on getting 4.0s, you know what I mean, than being able to learn a skill like how to cook. So that's why the freezer section is always going to be stocked full of food, because otherwise people won't eat.
Gosh, I just got a flashback sitting in the garage with Big Mama, and she had fish, and she's gutting them, and I'm scaling them, and scales are all in my hair, and I'm like, because I was a girly girl, it's like ew, but I had to do it. That's why I said force them to learn. Gosh.
But wait till when ish hit the fan, when everybody be scrambling, especially these women that don't know how to. It's women that claim they don't even want to. The reason they don't want to cook is because they don't want to touch raw meat. But you touching, never mind.
That's their excuse.
You could put a penis in your mouth, but you scared of raw meat.
Wow.
Well, that makes sense. That makes a ton of sense.
Yep. At least you know where. At least you can get a glimpse of where that meat came from, but you don't know where that pea came from.
But Mrs. O, this is 2024. They make food preparation gloves. I have black latex gloves that I use all the time when I'm grilling. Just put some gloves on. Again, this is 2024. I don't want to hear excuses.
Those black gloves are awesome.
Yeah, I'm past excuses.
But you know what? They don't want to wear those gloves because they got those stripper nails on.
Oh,
so they can get the plastic, the little plastic.
I know, you can't even cook with those. You can't even wipe your
how do they function with those?
I don't know. They nasty because they're very
I had I was 14 and my mom knew someone who was in school for it. So we had them done free. I hated those things because I'm an artist and I couldn't draw or paint. I said, please take. Now I had to wait for some reason. Why did I have to wait?
You have to wait at least about 2 weeks so it can grow out a little bit so they can be able to soak them off.
That's what it was. Oh gosh, that was horrible.
You know what? A lot of people don't know with those nails too. Remember, if you get your nails done and they use that drill to
a drill?
Sit down your nail bed. You know that thing they be using, be like on your nail.
Okay, like a sander.
Yeah, the sander. I call it a drill because that's what it's called. But those things actually they go all the way down and thin out your nail bed so you can keep, and that's by design so you can keep coming up in there getting them nails done, the false nails. And then when they putting that acrylic and everything on, that's actually poison. And I found out about the UV. That's one thing I want to talk to you, sis, about the UV lights. Now they use the UV things to cure your nails, right? When I tell you I saw a thing today about UV lashes, I said, wait a minute. They putting that light to their face while they getting those Cupid doll snuffleupagus lashes in they.
Why are they doing that?
They said it dries faster or something, and the doctor was saying it's going to be a whole bunch of blind women. And you develop cancer.
That all comes down to lack of self-love. It's a big hole they're trying to fill with something, whether it be food or makeup, cosmetics, materialism, penises. They're trying to fill it with something.
I'm just getting tired of seeing all these Miss Potato Heads walking around.
What's that?
You know the Miss. Did you ever have the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head?
Yeah, I had all the pieces.
And you had to keep on putting different pieces on.
Oh, okay.
That's how they are.
Change the eyes, the hat, the arms, the legs. Yup, mustache. Had all the pieces. What was it? I think it was McDonald's or Burger King that sold them in the
Yeah.
Happy Meals. And you would get different.
Yeah.
Imagine what's up under those nails. Y'all want them to cook for y'all. Oh, now, okay, hold on. I just thought of something.
Right.
How are you wiping yourself thoroughly with those nails?
They're not. It's impossible.
Oh, funky.
Impossible.
Just stanky booty. Just
and then I'm looking at some of the like when I was like I said, I was a tomboy. So I used to mess with my male friends that stayed in the neighborhood. And I seen these girls with these long nails. I was like, ugh. And I was like, you know what's all under their nails? They tell me something, but they cute though. I said one day tell her to turn them around and look under there and see what you see in there. I said, use a toothpick or something. You'll be finding a whole bunch of stuff. And they be keeping them on for a long time. That is nasty. So guys, y'all see the women with them long nails?
Nah, they didn't get to pick their own switch off a bush. Oh, yes.
Switches. I used to go up.
It was 7 of us in the house. Well, 8 often. And we had our own switch. And I'm not going to say their name, but one of my cousins, because my grandma would have to hide them, she would find them and she'd break them. And then we had to go pick our own. And we had to pick the good ones. She would send us back until we had a good one. Thankfully, I was fairly well behaved, so I didn't get to switch too often. I did get a flip-flop from time to time.
The memories of getting disciplined, but guess what? It helped. People was like, "Oh, that's it. I used to be abused back then." I hear this now. I'm not gonna whoop my kids because back then, y'all was abused. I'm looking like, no, it was chastisement, and we actually need it. Look at these kids now. They don't get disciplined or anything. The parents is actually rewarding them more than disciplining them. And look what's going on. A lot of these kids don't even know how to read. And then I found out they don't even know how to write cursive no more. I was like, wait a minute, they don't do cursive in school no more. It's like they dumb me down. All they know is like text, text and little.
They have several books about that. The dumbing down of America. The dumbing down specifically of black children, but the dumbing down of America.
It's dummy down, all right. We got somebody on the panel.
Can you ladies hear me?
Hello. Yes, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I have no idea how this sounds. I'm on my MacBook right now, so how you ladies doing tonight?
All right, and you?
Very well. You sound fine. Fine.
Okay, cool.
How's the day been treating you?
It's been pretty good. I've been struggling with these doggone computers. I was going to get up earlier, but I was like, man. So I had to switch computers, had to switch software and all kinds of stuff. So
being tested.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the topic?
Well,
right now with it. Yeah.
The topic overall, ladies, let's win back our men. Can we? Do some of us want to? What we'll have to do that? And the power in femininity. So we did ask the ladies and the men for different creative ways to spice up the marriage, because I'm speaking marriage is the goal. To spice up the marriage, physically, emotionally, do support, things of that nature. Ways that we can keep ourselves healthier, mental health being number one, but physical health, Being able to sacrifice certain aspects, certain things that have been normalized anyway, like social media. Hello, Kasim, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Go ahead and continue your sentence.
Yes, sacrifice, being able to sacrifice things that have been made normal, that have been normalized, like materialism and the lack of accountability, the lack of self-care, sacrifice the need to be out front, that constant desire for attention, in order to get what we truly need, which is that masculine and feminine balance. So I'll ask you, gentlemen, I'll ask you similar questions. What are some things that you can what are some things that you can do or have done, or creative ideas you have to spice up the marriage mentally and physically?
JT, you want to go first?
This is a safe space. This is a safe space. We've talked about all kinds of physical activities.
All right. I'm just a big believer in unpredictability, right? I really believe in that, right? I believe in my communication being consistent, but like the bedroom action being unpredictable. And I think it's a really good balance in doing that, right? Especially after you've been together for quite some time. So in the 26th of this month, it'll be 17 years, my girl and I have been together. And one of the things that have really kept our romance alive is that I plan different things for us to do. And we put it on a schedule because I'm busy in the things that I'm doing, and she's busy in the things that she's doing. So we schedule our date nights, right? And it's nice to have that date night solidified, because once the date night is solidified, then I can go ahead and do the things that I have to do at my job to ensure that the time that I spend with her, I have nothing else going on. I don't have any emails to answer. I don't have any phone calls to answer. I don't have anything. And the same thing with her, right? So I'll go ahead and I'll schedule out our dinner date, at one of our top three restaurants. We'll get in the Uber Black and we'll get to the restaurant, and we'll just enjoy each other. The phones will be off. We'll never be on our phones, and we'll just talk, and we'll eat, and we'll drink, and then we'll go out, and we'll go, to the park, and we'll walk around the park, and we'll come back to the house. But I think it's important to take time out for each other. People have this assumption that if you schedule things, it's kind of like, oh, you scheduling things, you guys are you're not being spontaneous. But I think nowadays it's okay to schedule things because we're both busy. And that time that we do spend together is it's nothing but us. There's no other distractions. And I believe that us having these date nights now has really solidified us and kind of nurtured what we had for these over a decade.
Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely. Take the time for each other. However that looks, on your marriage, we're all different. Take the time for each other. Learn a new skill together. I wanted to go, had the opportunity to go build a little mini house once. To go build a little mini house. What a wonderful skill to have. And I'm not going to bring him into it, but he was like, I mean, come on, do something different, because the clubs, the partying, that gets old really fast. You've done all that when you were dating. And Kasim, you said 17 years. As time progresses, you need to expand your horizons. Absolutely. Thank you. JT, got something to add?
I would say that, planning, being spontaneous, kind of doing both. Absolutely. Learning new skills together, building something together. Also, even if it comes down to if you got kids or whatever, kind of get them involved a little bit too. We don't take a lot of time out with our families anymore. So definitely be when you are going out, like you said, the clubs and the stuff. That's especially once you start getting my age, it's that's not even a thing anymore. So yeah, I'm a big uh, park bike rider. Uh, when I do get the time to actually get out there, I take some time off. When I take time off, I take time off. It's not no 1 day, 2 days. I'm gonna take a week or two. I've never been on a cruise. So
Same here, never.
I try to find things that I haven't done. And when you've traveled a lot, you get traveling to me, it's cool. But when you do it a lot, especially ride planes, I'm not a big I'm not really big on flying anymore. It's just the TSA, the hustle and bustle of it, but you still got to get out there and do it. So also when it comes down to your spouse, even when you don't feel like doing it, sometimes it's cool if they really want to do something that you're not really, big on doing. Sometimes I'm one of those guys, man, I'm a homebody, so it takes a little bit, for someone to say, okay, let's do this. And then they want to, how you women are. Once you got your mindset on doing a lot of things, it's like, oh, you want to do it. We just, I don't want to be at be like, we did that already. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of times where I just be like, okay, she want to do this. And I just go ahead and do it. And guess what? Lo and behold, I end up having a good time anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
You'd be surprised.
try to get out your
Right.
comfort zone, because I'm one of those dudes where once I'm in my comfort zone, I like to, when I relax, I like to relax. A lot of people are like, well, what do you want to do today? Nothing. Literally nothing. Sometimes it's just that, that type of thing. And sometimes that can be a really good thing.
Yeah, to
If you
reboot.
just, yeah.
Reboot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm saying together. Sometimes you just, all right, she over there reading a book. I'm over there just probably on the computer doing something or whatever it is. But then, especially if you have those days where, like me, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and then I got a lot of other stuff I be doing too. So like the weekends sometimes just not my weekends. So when I get a chance to have them as my weekend, uh, I just like to chill sometimes.
Nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely. You need to be able to reset, to disconnect and reset so we stay sane.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on outside your home too. It's like you just want to be home because there's nothing but problems and trouble, and you don't know what's going on. All these hoodlums are.
It can be, yeah. This world is something else. I done seen so much road rage in the past 3 years. I've never seen things like this. Total strangers,
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, they shooting all on freeways, especially here in Michigan. So
I'm right there with you. I'm in Michigan.
oh,
I
okay,
already
you're
know.
talking about 75 and 90.
75, I-10.
Once 96 it just happened not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Random too. Just you're like, wow. So, yeah.
And JT, you mentioned something that's very near and dear to my heart, but spending time with the family. Spending time with the family. Now, Miss O.
Yes.
Miss O. Even before I was married, I found it extremely attractive when I saw a man spending time with his kids.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was just so
sexy.
So hot. So hot. So hot. I don't know if men feel the same way about women, but that is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's the nurturing aspect of it, right? How they feel that connection, that provision, that providing, right? He's providing, he's pouring into his kids, he's giving his kids that insight, and he's giving those kids that the things that they need in order for them to be productive, citizens, that he's basically taking care of them. And I think that's what you guys gravitate to, you know. My boys are older now. They out the house, and my oldest son, he is a deputy sheriff in San Diego, California. My middle, and he's married. He's 28. He's been married 2 years. My middle son, he's over in Tokyo, in Japan. He's in the Navy, and he will be doing dentistry when he comes out in August. And then my youngest son, who's 24, he is trying to get his PhD in neurosurgery in San Antonio, Texas. So we we have these meetings, right? This is mainly video because we're all over the place, and it's nice to be able to give some insight, to them. And we talk about a lot of stuff. We laugh about different stuff, and they ask questions about life and ideas and which way they should go and things that they're facing, particularly out here in the dating world. And I kind of give my little 2 cents, my little insight um, about what I went through, what I have, and then how they can pretty much use that to their advantage. And then so far, so good. And what really pains me is that I know there's a lot of men out here now that are having, issues with finding a women and dating and things like that. And I'm like, man, I got 3 boys that's out here in the trenches, and they not having these problems that a lot of these guys are having.
Mm.
And I had to remind myself, like, you know what? Because they probably don't have a dad like me, a man that's been out here, that's married, and all the rest of these things. So I have the foresight to know exactly how relationships work because I did the work on myself first, right? I did the reflection on myself. I went to do the counseling, and I found out the things that I needed to get taken care of. I've also got my career together, and I also got my problem solving skills together. So I have all of these relationship skills that I have now, and I basically impart that into them. And so far, so good. And that's why I think it's important for men that on a certain purpose, that have a certain way of being, that have results, should pour back into some of the younger generation or into their family and their legacy in order to secure that. And I'll never stray away from that.
That's priceless. That's priceless. So I'm going to ask you, and then I'll ask JT. Have you ever asked your son's opinion, their viewpoint of your marriage? Have you ever asked them, or if they've given it to you freely?
Yeah. They ask a lot of questions, right? I was married for 8 years, and I got divorced in 2000, right? And I've been in a current relationship since 2007. So we're going on 17 years. And I mainly spoke about the things that I contributed into the relationship, how I communicated, some of the things that I said, and some of the things that I did, right? That kind of help it to go on that track, and we talk about that. um they have a different point of view from their mother, and I allow them to have their conversations that they used to have, but they don't have them so often now. So I'm just a big believer in being accountable, right, for the things that I have contributed, because in my profession, I have a lot of individuals under my umbrella, and I am accountable for the money that the company gives me, right? So I can't make excuses. If I make a mistake, I have to own up to it almost instantaneously, because when they're asking me, they already know. They just want to see if I'm going to fess up to the mistake that I made, have enough problem solving to correct it and to make it better. So accountability for me is not that difficult, to do, and it has helped me. So I'm just a big believer in starting with yourself first, getting yourself together first, getting the right skills and things of that nature, and using that to propel yourself and to impart that in your legacy or your current relationship, whatever you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you. And you, JT?
So I have girls.
Okay.
And even like with their mom, they don't really, it's like we would have the conversation, but it's like I don't they don't want, it's kind of uncomfortable for them sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But because me and their moms, we're in a better space with each other now, it makes it way more easier because we're friends now. You know, so it's like we've been divorced for 20-something years. So, you know, we get a chance to actually speak with them, and it's kind of therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? Because with them, their whole thing is, you know, we got some questions that we want to ask you because my one daughter is 27. She's about to be 28. The other one is 22. She just graduated from college herself. So they're out here and they're looking like, okay, it's kind of tough. Now with their mom, she's been with them because they talk every day. They don't talk every day with me. That's the difference, but it's fine because when they do talk to me, it's important. You know, it's enough where they're like, okay, he's cool, she's cool. They get a chance to actually see us, you know, their parents, and it wasn't like we were like, you know, acting childish and stuff like that, but we wasn't as cool as we are now. So they're looking like, okay, how did they do that? It took time. It took a lot of self-reflecting, accountability, and then one of the things I wanted to, you know, I had to ask myself, what do I want out of this? Because this is a situation, and my oldest daughter has a son, my grandchild. He's with his great grandparents now, so he's back and forth with us. She stays in Tennessee. Her sister stays in Louisiana. And the greatest thing about it was because like, with their
And
mom,
you're in
she's
Michigan,
really
yes? You're in
yeah, and
Michigan.
I'm in Michigan.
Oh,
So we had the whole family, like my mother, their grandma. We had like probably about 25 family members that ended up going and supporting my youngest daughter graduating in Louisiana. So we had a huge family thing there, and it meant the world to her. So with me, one of the things that I had to learn with them being adults, I'm like, okay, I have to get them to a point where they have to come closer to the family. And I figured it out. It was through myself and their mom. So what I do with the kids is because I don't speak every day with them, Sunday is our day. Video chatting, we on there. And not only do I grab my daughters, but I get my uncles, my mom be on there, you know, my brother, get cousins that they didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And link everybody together. And it's crazy, it's amazing because my daughters, they gravitate to their family. Even it don't matter if they just met them that day. They all, you know, exchange numbers. They all end up, and I got daughters that get out and travel. They go. My youngest, she would get in the car in a minute and be going. She's all the way in Louisiana. She was gonna make her way to Tennessee to her sister. Her and her sister were very close, you know. And then, you know, my grandchild, my oldest daughter, she want him to be surrounded by family. So they're trying to also, you know, keep that men in our family and make it a lot better. And it's through the relationship that they see me and their mom have, right? We call each other up. Hey, we got something going on here. Hey, how you doing today? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that type of a synergy that we have. And we learned early, you know, from earlier in our relationship that that's what it's going to take is for us to be as you know, involved in their life as adults just as much as we were as kids. And you know,
okay.
it helps everybody. It helps
Okay.
everybody. So family is
Awesome.
definitely important. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. Our relationships, our relationships. That is what it's all about. Absolutely.
Everything is a relationship, and relationship is actually a school. That's what it is. And you never graduate from it.
Oh, school. Yeah.
School.
Yeah.
You never
Constantly
graduate from it.
learning. Constantly
All the
learning.
way until you die.
All the different skills, the tools. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have a task for you all. You all know the comment saying the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. What does that mean to you all? In the chat as well, please don't be shy. What does that mean to you? The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. we're discussing the power, the superpower of femininity. What does that saying mean to you?
The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Um, I all I think about is responsibility, right? To have that power and to rule the world is it's a lot of responsibility, and responsibility has to be tested and has to be um, shaped and cultivated to ensure that it stays whole. And that hand had to go through certain trials and certain tribulations and certain stages in that process in order to become that entity. So there's a lot of learning experiences within that hand, I guess, in order for that hand to be able to be assigned its power so that it can go ahead and use that power to manifest or to cultivate what the world is going to be, right? So uh, that's a very, very heavy and burdensome responsibility.
It is. It's a
And
responsibility. It's an honor. It's
yes,
sacrifice. Mm-hmm.
and it's not given to all, but just a small few who have taken it seriously, understand what that role is, understand all of the aspects of that role of being the leader that's going to ensure that I'm accountable for everything that goes on because of what I have been charged to do and what I qualified to do and what I was anointed to do. So um, I just see perseverance. I see softness. I see firm. I see compassion. I see um, a little bit of guidance and nurturing, right? Because I'm a big believer in you can be firm but yet compassionate. Because every now and then there's certain ways of you communicating and getting things out that has a sense of urgency to it, and a firmness has to be done. But also there's another flip side of that where it can be done kind of like compassionately, and it's a skill set that I believe that helps individuals, especially leaders, because there will be some times where a lot of emotions are running high and a lot of different things are coming your way, and you have to be able to compartmentalize that and separate the emotion between doing what's right, but also what's necessary. So that hand that rocks the cradle is a very heavy hand, and only a few can have that power.
I
Yeah,
agree. I
that,
agree.
that was the word that came to me was cultivate, right? Um, that is it is a heavy responsibility, right? It's not something that you're going to be looking for, um, a positive outcome because you're working towards that. But it's a continuous thing, right? At some point, you're going to have to get the torch off. So you're working to cultivate that. So the whole thing is rocking the cradle. Is to cultivate the young so they can be adults and they can, follow suit. But very few people will be able to do it because the one that is appointed and anointed to do it, they understand it. They understand that task. And what they're doing is for the greater of good. It's not a individual thing. It's a communal type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, roses and all these different things. It's like each and every year that there should be some other person to take that task on, right? But nowadays you have so many people that are so individualized where they're just looking for something to get an outcome. You
Mm.
don't have to look for an outcome when you're working towards it because the outcome is going to be for the greater good. It should be continuous.
Absolutely.
And you know, when I look at older folks, right? They would tell you their whole life if you let them. I'm talking about, I have a grandfather that's 97. He'll be 97. And my grandfather, that's what he would do, is talk. You know why? Because he doesn't have a lot of people that he talks to anymore. He outlived all of those folks, marriages to best friends. So when he get a chance to talk to what he would consider to be the youth, you might as well sit down, get you some coffee or something, because he's going to tell you something. My grandfather sat at my
We
house.
need him.
Yeah, he sat at my house for a week. I had him here for a week. And when I sat down with him, every time, it was no less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
I couldn't say a word.
I love it. I love it. Pop, pop.
Yeah. So, and I'm talking
Soak it
about
up.
just listening to him. He reflected from being 5 years old all the way up to the marriages and relationships. And just by listening to him speaking from 5 on up, I seen me. I was looking and I couldn't, you know, how it's just sometimes you have those moments where it's just so surreal where there's nothing that you can say. And that's what I was for that. Yeah, that week, it was just so, I didn't even expect it. So when I seen that, it made me reflect on who I am now as a grandfather. Like my grandfather is a great, great, great grandfather. So when I seen me as a grandfather, and it was so funny just listening to him talk, I was cultivating a lot of things about how life is, right? So I was saying, like, one of the things I say is, I see my little 4-year-old grandson, and I'm trying to imagine him as a grandfather. And it seems like that it won't happen, but that's something that he's right. That's that surreal type of thing, because I heard my grandfather talk about being 5 years old and who inspired him from being a teenager. I'm trying to look at this old man as a 17-year-old. He's talking, and I'm picturing him, and I can see it's like a movie that I can see. And then he speaks about him and my grandmother. They were married for 25 years. They got a divorce. Both of them remarried almost immediately. And those marriages lasted until their spouse died. You know? And it was like one marriage was 25 years, another marriage was 40 years. I'm like, wow. So just listening to him, and then I look out here in the world, and I'm in the world. It's a surreal type of thing where it's like, wow. So what Kasim is saying is that very few people would ever be anointed compared to the people that we have out here. You know, so that's why when we hear a lot of people talking about relationships, we hear mostly failure, right? Because I look at relationships now like baseball. It's like a game of failure. And what people are doing are comparing the ones that's doing worse than them. If you know anything about baseball, you would know that, you know, most people strike out. Most people don't, you know, most of them don't hit. And so they're looking at their stats on errors. They're looking at their stats on, well, I'm not failing as much as this person in this sport. Same thing in golf. Look how many swings it takes. So life is kind of like that too. Yeah. So when you got people that can actually talk about not the failures, but they can talk about how many victories they've had
and the
going
journey
through life in that journey, right? And the failures actually was an opportunity to do it again and to be able to win, right? When the door closed, there's going to be something else that's going to open up for you. So a lot of people don't look at it that way. They take those failures and they put it into that compartment of trauma instead of putting it in there as that's a lesson. that was probably the reason why my kids' mother and myself can talk to them not through the pain, but through the lessons now. 20-something-year-old me,
40.
yeah, 20-something-year-old me, I was speaking through pain. That's why you would hear a lot of anger. That's why you would hear a lot of angst, you know. But when you get to, it's not even about how old you get. It's what the lessons that you learned and went through. That really gets to a point when you say, man, I don't want to talk to someone about the things that I went through the hurt. I want to speak through, this is the lesson I learned through it. I did this, I made this bad decision. And then you can talk through that, peel the layers off. And then a lot of people see that it's not as much trauma as we think. We got a bunch of people telling people, you're traumatized. You got PTSD. They're telling a lot of these people, and it's very hard for people to say that that's true. It's not. Why? Because everybody is out here going to these, I'm a victim, right? Instead of I'm a survivor, I'm resilient. My failures actually is what I learned to make me be a winner. You don't hear a lot of people saying that. They stop right at failure.
Self-reflection and
yeah, it's a lot.
Resilience.
It's a lot. We stand in our own way. We stand in our own way. Yep. So a lot of relationships are going to be at a point where people are just going to say they're going to drop out. They drop out because, you know, I'm not this type of person. I don't go for all of this. You know, it's like, well, do you have standards, right? Do you have something where it's like, okay, this is not, you know, we all should have some type of boundary and standard and something, because
and
that's what helps
goal for the relationship.
We don't. Sometimes we don't even. Most people would never. They don't know anything about relationship goals. They'll put a picture of Jay-Z and Beyonce for relationship goals.
Oh wow!
Instead of saying,
that's so true.
Yeah, because my thing is this: when you're talking about relationship goals and you put a vision board up, you shouldn't be nowhere in there. It should be so long from you. You should be at least the foundation of what that vision and goal is, right? Our relationships that we have are not for us. They're for our community. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that part of it because they're like, well, what do I get out of it? Right? Now, I'm looking for a woman. What am I going to get out of this relationship? If I'm looking for a man, what am I going to get out of this relationship? Instead of saying, what is it that I'm going to be able to cultivate through this relationship that I have? Because it entails everything. Of course, we want to be, you know, be able to be in a loving relationship. Why? Because it makes it easier for us to be able to go through life. We don't want nobody want to just every time I'm coming home, I got somebody that's either nagging or not saying anything to me. That's not, you know, that's not a good thing either, right? So how are we gonna get this together? And then when we talk about our goals, it should be less about us. It should be more about, you know, the rest. I don't even realize it until they have kids, right? And then their kids start living life. This is why you will see kids out here giving their parents a bunch of advice. Because what they're telling their parents is that you've done it wrong. And the parent is looking at that. Then you have this whole back. Look what's happening right now. Y'all old people, y'all just saying stuff that's outdated, right? The young people, they don't know what they're talking about because this is people that's going back and they're talking through so-called trauma. A lot of times it wasn't trauma. It was because you kept ignoring it. It's traumatizing because you ignoring the things that was telling you, don't do that. If you do that, here, I'm going to flash it in front of you. I'm going to show you the end results, the probabilities of that end result. Look at that person. Look at that person right there. Look what's happening with their life. Guess what we end up doing? Go right down the same path that they're going down. Instead of saying, okay, I seen it. I got the hint.
Yeah, that's what the wise man does. Learn from others' mistakes.
Yeah.
Thank you, JT. Thank you, JT. Responsibility for the next generation, the honor, the sacrifices made, promote conscious parenting. Thank you for joining. We were speaking about the common phrase, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Now, this will be, I think my final task for the evening. What can you do as an individual to make sure that the right hand is rocking that cradle? As an individual, what can you do? I'll start. I need more therapy. I definitely need more therapy to help with some past issues, to heal a bit more from some trauma. I feel with that therapy, I'll be an even better role model to not just my daughter, but to other young ladies.
Mhm.
Would you like to go next?
I will. I need you to do me a favor, sis. Repeat that again so I can make
Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely. The common phrase, the common saying, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. What can you do as an individual to make sure that the right hand is rocking that cradle?
For one, vetting. Everybody was not equipped to have children or to be parents. Make sure that the mate that you choose, which is your husband, is well grounded. He has a spiritual background. He's very nurturing with the children, because it's a lot of times a lot of people don't want kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't want them, and then when they do get them, they don't know how to treat the kids because they didn't want them in the first place. So you really have to vet.
And they're not going to put in the work because they didn't want them in the first place.
Yep, and that goes for that. People be like, it's the fathers. It'd be some mothers too, because I'm telling you, these mothers be treating these kids like, and you wonder why they monsters. People get mad at me for saying that, but it's the truth. And the main person that's actually rocking the cradle is the mother, because she's the one at home. And it's sad that we have a lot of single mothers out there, and they rocking the cradle, and they half rocking the cradle, and some not even rocking that cradle at all, and these kids are lost. So what you to do is to vet, make sure that the person that you chose to be your wife or your husband, just make sure that they there for the long run. And a lot of times we as women don't look at the long game in a marriage. It's about what I can get out the marriage now. And I believe with the men, they look at the long game. They think they already thinking about where I'm gonna be in 25 years, to where, and it's the difference with the women. They like where I'm gonna be in the next 24 to 48 hours, or what I'm gonna
Where I'm gonna be and who I'm gonna be with.
exactly. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Thank you, Miss O. So we have mental health, setting a good example, vetting, and having those relationship goals. Gentlemen?
I would say to focus on the greater good of the union, and let harmony be your beacon and your guide in the way that you treat the individuals that you're with, the way that you speak to those individuals when you're thinking about things in the future. Let harmony be the center of that. And I think if it works for me when I focus on the harmony between, my household, the harmony that I have between my boys, the harmony that I have in my profession. And I always let that be, what I see and what I focus on. And when I do that, it changes my whole demeanor. It changes the way that I communicate individuals. It really gets my problem solving in a certain way where I'm taking other individuals insight and things that they want. I'm taking what they want. I'm interjecting it with my problem solving because I want to make this big harmony pie. And then the way that I move will go towards that particular goal. So I would just say, let harmony in the union be one of your focuses and let it come through that.
Awesome. Thank you. I love that. Harmony as a focus. And we have Milani, pursue balance. We have Boss Man. Do you think that's why abortion rates are so high? Yeah, not wanting the kids. Was that what you were referring to? Just not wanting the kids?
So.
Absolutely.
I think that's what he's referring to.
And not loving yourself to begin with. And JT?
Yeah, one of the things is definitely balance, right? Being able to have balance within inside yourself. One of the things that a lot of people don't have is balance, and one of the reasons why is because they haven't caught up to some of the things in their mind, right? We got all these things that we want to do, but procrastination knocks you off balance. And I think the majority of us have a problem with procrastination, right? Some people have a high severity of it. Some people have a low severity. The reason is because life just keeps going, right? And there's certain things that we do. Some people are very good at it when it comes down to how they can task out their day. Some people, they have certain rituals. And I would tell people, one of the things is that you may have to create certain rituals that you would have to practice to get you better and better and better because it keeps you in balance. One of the things that you can find out about a person that's off balance is if they have a car. Look at how the car is. If the car is junky, it doesn't have to be dirty. But if it's junky and they got stuff all over the place, they can't find the necessities in their life. ID card, wallet. Some people lose purses and keys. These are the things that you need every day. Cell phone. That means that their mind is not, it's a little bit cloudy. Same thing with the house. Look at how organized that their house is. One of the things I learned being in the military was making a bed. Your first task that you did for the day.
That's the tone.
Get out the bed, make the bed. It's always that. I never like coming into my room and my bed is not made up. And then it just gets a lot more deeper with that, shoes and clothes and stuff. Compartmentalize these things in your home. And that's why it's pretty dope to see when you see women that's really into home, improvement and stuff like that, because they have a sense of balance. Gardening, going to the gym, all these different things, it kind of balances you. But it has to be practiced too, because a lot of people, they want to do these things, but for some odd reason, procrastination stands right in front of their face.
They don't have that discipline. They don't have the
do it next week. I'll do it next week. And it's something that we all probably can relate to when it comes down to it, but a lot of people don't want to really say, no, I have an issue with procrastination. Once you get and you break some of those boundaries, you'll find out, man, I'm way more powerful than I gave myself credit for. That's what it. So and it exudes on other people. It's funny that the people that you're around, if you are that they see what you're doing, they seeing some of the outcomes that's happening in your life, they're gonna start adapting it because they're gonna be looking.
You're a magnet.
Yeah. What are they doing to they start seeing this is the things that you do. It's really cool to see that type of thing. So, create more balance in your life, I would say.
Thank you, JT. That was awesome. We have Boss Man Solution. I think it's important to ensure that you are prepared to rock the cradle and care for that cradle. Additionally, ensure the person you pick is equally yoked with you and share your values. Yes, vet. So we have a lot of great actors and actresses out there with the costumes and all.
Mm-hmm.
We know the costumes, the BBL prosthetic, and the
From
I'm not
head
getting
to
all
toe.
that, but
We just gonna say from head to toe.
mm-hmm. Yes, yes. All right. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add or any questions?
Well, I want to say this to you ladies. Congratulations on your first show, man. It was awesome to see this. I'm like, man, welcome to the Black Man Unfiltered Network, man. You guys are
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss O. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Final thoughts? Or you would like to go first?
I'll go. I'll go. Yeah, one of the things with I don't know who's listening, but when you're talking about having a relationship, you have to not be fearful. So there's a couple of things that a lot of people have to take in mind when they're back out here in this dating world. Uh, yeah, don't date with fear. Don't date with frustration. Um, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that far fetched to ask of yourself to actually find out what it is about you, right? That created a failure in your last relationship. Look at everything as a lesson, and the way that you do it is that you learn from it. You can't internalize each and everything that happens. Sometimes what's going on with another person, if you never found out what was really going on in their head, you wouldn't be able to learn the full lesson, right? So we have to keep from being enemies with one another, right? If a relationship breaks up, at some point, you have to be at a point where you can say, okay, we're going to break this. We're going to cut our ties with each other, but we're not going to be enemies. It's not an easy task because some people do some things where it's like, ooh, that's unforgivable, right?
Yes.
But at some point, you have to look at that as, okay, chalk that up as part of that lesson. Do not put that into your hurt basket, because somebody is going to show you something that you're going to think that's familiar. It's going to look familiar, but it may not be the same thing. Why? Because intent is also in, you know what I'm saying? So two people can do the same act, but what changes the act is the intent. That's what changes it. It's the intent. And a lot of times when people, when you're in heated relationships with the person that you're involved with, ask them sometime, do you think what I did was malicious? And you guys can actually have that conversation, right? And then you can probably get past a lot of things, because what happens is that a lot of people will take what you've done as malicious towards them. And if you don't at least address the intent, then it's always going to be, well, you did this. And then we're going to be sitting back taking score and stuff like that. So, that's one of the greatest things in the world to also learn, because a lot of relationships, I think, prematurely had ended because people looked at just the act and not the intent also.
And then that person is surprised that the other thinks that it was malicious when they didn't mean it that way at all, whatever the scenario may be.
Absolutely.
Thank you, JT. I would like to go next, if you don't mind, Miss O.
All right, here, sis.
Specifically to our young ladies out there, look in the mirror. Say that you love yourself. I know a lot of us out there don't believe it, but every day, look in the mirror, say that you love yourself, and take the necessary steps, whatever that looks like, to make that statement true. There is so much power in our femininity. We have to embrace it. I know it may sound selfish, but at the end of the day, it benefits us. There's a lot of sacrifice, but it benefits us. It benefits us. It all comes back around. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. My final thought is communication is key. Like JT was saying, far as that a lot of people think their partner is being malicious to them. Just ask. You had that honest conversation, whatever, and and because when people talk to us, we do fly off the handle. Like, what do you mean? And you get offensive real quick, and you throw up the defensiveness. But yeah, communication is key, and also when it comes to young women and also the wives. Um, for the young women that's looking for a marriage, I agree wholeheartedly with sis on this one. Make sure that you love yourself, work on yourself. If you need counseling, please get it. Because a lot of times us as women, we don't get the counseling, and then whatever man we get with, we throw all that trauma and all that stress that we haven't worked off on that man. Now he already juggling the world, and he have to juggle you, and that's not even fair. So make sure you have your affairs in order before you even attempt to even look for a husband, actually, because it doesn't work out in the long run.
Thank you, Miss O. Thank you, Mrs. O.
Mhm.
Final thoughts.
Oh man, why you leave me for last? Jeez.
We saved the best for last.
No,
How about that?
I
We
would.
saved the most stylish for last.
Uh, um, I'm just a big proponent that men and women are better together. Our attributes that we have with men and with women were made to coexist in harmony. And the best outcome we can get is if we sharpen our tools and we sharpen our attributes. So therefore we can get the biggest results out of what we want and what we should desire out of that individual that we're going to be with. So focus on your attributes, sharpening your communication skills, sharpening your conflict resolution skills, and having harmony to be the essence of what you want. And you're going to get way, way better results if you take a look at it from that aspect.
Awesome. Thank you, Kasim. Thank you, brothers. You all are beautiful. We need you. Regardless of what we hear out here, we don't need our men. It's not true. We need you. We need you now more than ever. We have Boss Man. Yes, JT learned to write in pencil in life and not always in pen. Absolutely. Smitty's Corner. Respect to you, Smitty's Corner. Thank you for joining us. And we are going to end the night. It has been a pleasure. Thank you all so much.
Thank you all for the good conversation.
Thank you guys.
Yes. This is the beginning of a beautiful journey.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I'll try to stop by more. Thank you guys.
You're very
All right,
welcome.
Kasim, man.
Thank
You're
you.
always welcome, brother.
All right, man. Thank you guys. Be good.
Bye, gentlemen. Miss
Bye.
O, I'll talk to you in a moment.
Okay.